And also a dog. And here comes Grandma.
That was a good one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I like
was
that.
top tier.
musical.
That was like, there's a lot of improvisational, jazzy almost.
I think
you
Bear
know?
changed
Yeah.
octaves every note, which is definitely a creative choice.
Yeah,
I
it was
liked
kind
it.
of like when the Colts are trying to find their new coach. There's a lot of creative improv.
Hey, he
Really
tied
creative
it in.
choice.
Listen to this guy go.
Whoa, hey everybody. How's it going? So,
Feeling great.
Pretty good. You know.
we are officially halfway through the NFL season.
Holy.
We don't get that nice, neat halfway point anymore. We get
Yeah.
that 55% mark or whatever the hell.
Yeah, it's weird and kind of dumb.
No,
But-
I mean teams can't. Well, I guess teams can end at 500, but it requires a tie, and that's
so
Some
that's
kind
not
are
cool.
can right now,
yeah.
and I don't think they're making it to 8 wins.
Yeah.
But we got some NFL news. Probably one of the biggest news stories. Jay-Z and Jeff Bezos seem to be partnering up to buy the Washington Commanders.
More like Jeff Bezos. Guy, I like to call him Jeff Bezos. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
I like it. I don't like that news though. That's bad news. I feel.
Yeah, that's not good.
Well,
It can't be any worse than their current owner.
yeah, it can't be any
Yeah.
worse.
We say
No, it could be worse. It could definitely
I
be worse.
don't know if it can be worse.
I don't. I think because
See,
we
'cause
basically
here's-
have like one douchebag billionaire and then one douchebag human trafficking billionaire.
Well,
I know which one I'm taking.
One's just a secret human trafficking billionaire, though, is the issue.
At least he
here's-
keeps
here's
quiet
the
about
thing,
it.
Though.
Yeah.
There is some important points to note. First of all, I think Dan Snyder, while a villainous monster, is absolutely, in a way, a sort of sacrificial
Infallible.
lamb.
Wow, Rob, how could you say that about him?
No, but I mean, there's a bit of a sacrificial lamb. I think all of these owners, for the most part, are probably pieces of shit. I mean,
Well,
remember,
yeah,
we have
obviously.
like little bits of information about, like, you know, Robert Kraft, the old friendly grandfather of the NFL, right? Who was
Yeah, he tried to get a
caught up.
friendly ending.
yeah, and so, you know, like, and I think that's kind of like tip of the iceberg kind of situation with all of them, kind of thing. And important to note, the Jeff Bezos owned Washington Post was the one that originally started breaking the stories on Dan Snyder. So I'm ultimately happy that he's out of the NFL, but I mean, I don't know.
Listen,
Excellent point, Rob. Just kind of what a focused point.
like, here's the thing. I
Well
would
done.
just ask him one question. I would say, are you going to change the name from the Commanders to the Hogs? And if he is, awesome. And if he isn't, then I don't care.
That's true. I probably would make that deal with the devil if he changed.
Anybody,
his name.
yeah,
Yeah.
you could have
Yeah.
fucking Genghis Khan up for
You got Gengar up there, dude.
That, well,
Gengar.
dude, that
would be
I would
way
be
better.
way more in. Yeah,
Kangas Khan.
Gengar. Right.
Ooh, nice
Yeah, why
one.
didn't I say that
Yeah,
one?
huh? Or
Everyone's on
Gengar.
point today. I'm up. We got our game up here.
Um,
feel like
Oh.
Nintendo would have a problem with that.
No, they for us they'd allow it. You know, like they make special friends that they aren't particularly litigious towards. And
could you imagine if Nintendo bought the Washington Commanders?
now we're fucking talking.
That's
I'm
what
not
I
feeling
said.
Mario Mario's, dude.
That would be pretty good.
The Washington Chris Pratts.
Yeah, but Nintendo would end up naming like the Washington Spoinks or something, some lame like
That's so
rendition
good.
of the
What are you
Hog.
talking
That
about?
would be better than-
Incredible.
I would be kind of into that.
That's
if,
not
like,
better than the Hogs though.
That's
No,
not,
definitely
no.
not.
It's not, but it would be kind of a novelty in a horrible dystopian almost kind of way that, like, just one of the teams was a Pokemon and the rest were like regular animals.
Yeah.
It would actually be hilarious if they had a Spoink as their logo.
You hear Scott Van Pelt talk about the Spoinks every day on ESPN. That sounds fucking phenomenal, dude.
I'm feeling a little grumpig today, if you know what I mean.
Also, as we kind of hinted at earlier, the Colts have fired their coach, Frank Reich, and hired Jeff Saturday. I don't know why.
Yeah,
Well,
No,
wasn't available.
stop. Like you could end that there, and that would be satisfactory as an analysis.
This
honestly,
does someone want to provide context for why that's like absurd? By the way,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
Well, I mean, I've got a couple. Which one did you have in mind?
this is like
The fact
if
that his
all
name
of a
is Saturday,
sudden
obviously.
that's a
Yeah.
good point. Yeah, the game's played on Sunday.
Everybody
What are
knows
they
that.
thinking?
This is like if all of a sudden, like the Houston Texans, or like just any, it was like, what if we hire Stephen A. Smith to like coach our team?
I mean, it's not quite that far, but it is.
That's true. Jeff Saturday's at least like an all-pro center. You know, it's been around, but like it's still like the dude was just on ESPN arguing with Stephen A. Smith like a few days ago, and now he's like head coach of the Colts. And
Honestly,
I guess
I like it. It's so dumb. It's so stupid. It's such the wrong decision that it might actually be incredibly smart. Like
This
you
is a
can
Jim
go so
Irsay
stupid
special.
that it's smart.
I don't know,
I
man.
don't. This is the guy who traded a first rounder for Trent Richardson.
Okay,
So-
that's true. That's pretty true. You got me there. I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
That's
One thing that I will say, I saw a stat that was saying that the last time that there was a head coach that had absolutely no coaching experience was Norm Van Brocklin.
Oh
Right.
yeah, I posted that.
Bro, that was Bear. Yeah, you posted that. Well, that's
Yeah.
why I saw it, because Bear posted it. And
Checks out.
yeah, I mean, you know, it didn't really work out.
It didn't go great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, look,
And
they
I mean,
had- let's just remember who the Jags hired last year, and they had lots of coaching experience and how well that went. So
That's
Well,
I
they
mean,
had lots of college coaching experience,
For
not
this
like
to be-
NFL.
For this to be the only time that it's happened in like the last 60 years, basically, is pretty remarkable.
It is
though.
crazy.
It speaks to the credibility of coaching experience.
I heard you at first starting at 30 years and then went to 40 years.
I know,
knew it in your
fuck you.
mind.
Well, they've also announced that interim coach Jeff Saturday is expected to have 30-year-old pass game specialist assistant quarterbacks coach Parks Frazier.
You got it.
I got it.
Yep.
Parks
You got through there.
Frazier will serve as the offensive play caller.
Is he related to Leslie Frazier?
I
Yep.
don't think
Is he?
so.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
It's just Invictus saying yep.
Oh, all right.
He's broken.
fair. Just happens sometimes. Don't mind it.
Yeah.
You know.
So that's, man, the Colts. Woof.
I wanted to make a joke about they hired Jeff Saturday so they could do well in the Christmas game, but they play on Monday Night Football.
Man.
But another thing too, right? Is that like no one on the staff has play calling experience
Nope.
either.
Nope,
Who needs
not a
it?
single
This
one.
is gonna be an awesome game because their opponent is also like one of the worst teams in the league this week. So it's like gonna be one of those impossible games to predict because it's two teams
yeah.
really racing to the bottom.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's every Madden player's like dream come true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Never actually called an actual NFL play, and now they get to see how well they do.
Did you guys see the clip of Peyton Manning? It was from like 12 years ago or something, but Peyton Manning flipping out at Jeff Saturday on the sideline, shouting at him, "Quit calling the fucking plays!"
I did see that. That was funny.
Oh, man.
That's gonna-
Hilariously ironic.
If he does bad, that's gonna be everywhere.
I know that's
Oh,
gonna
that's
be,
gonna be very common.
fucking gold mine.
Yeah. Also, Raiders releasing former first-round pick safety Jonathan Abram. Apparently, they tried to trade him, and nobody wanted him, and now he's released.
Well, he'll be on a team, I'm sure.
And Leonard Fournette extremely frustrated at being replaced, CBS reports. I mean, I would be too.
I mean, you got to get more than like 1 yard per carry. And then
That
he
would help.
replaced.
He was crushing it for the first like 6 weeks of the
Yeah.
season, but he's definitely come to a screeching halt since then.
Yeah. That's pretty much your big NFL news we've seen. So let's talk about the football games.
Wait,
Football
can I-
games.
Great
Can
early
I
window.
posit one more news
Yep.
point? Just, I wanted to say, at least at the start, that we launched the Patreon last week.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I
yeah.
forgot about that.
Yeah. And as of recording this right now, we're at 52 patrons. That's incredibly. I mean, honestly, thank you so much. It is we're genuinely grateful. I'm very surprised that it got that high after a week, to be honest. So
yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And
we hope to provide more things in the future.
Yeah, speaking of which, we do or should definitely, by the time that this goes up, have a new reward posted for the $10 a month tier. Oh my God, let's get that out there first.
$10 a month.
We got it at $10.
You're really good at this, guys. This is why you watch. It's really the content.
$10 a month tier will now feature a featured pick'ems player every week, where you're going to draw from the pool of assistant coaches. That's the folks in Discord that have attached their Discord to the Patreon and are pledging at that $5 a month tier or above. And we will choose one per week to feature and talk about on the show. And your picks will be featured alongside ours at the end of the show, when we do that. We're really
good. You can either look like a hero and get such a good score, or you could be a Randy and,
Or me.
Or a Krendor.
Yeah, or a Krendor. Yeah.
Krendor's on the rise, dude.
I'm on the rise, dude. I'm going to 500.
Randy, man.
Yeah.
I'm zooming up. So, football games. First, this game happened. The Eagles and the Texans.
Very expected outcome.
It was actually tied at halftime, and then it wasn't after that.
Yeah, we were talking about it on the quick snap, which we are also doing these days. The Eagles, despite not playing very well, still beat the Texans, which goes to show you that the Eagles are an extremely good team and the Texans are not.
Yeah. It's, the Eagles, Javon Hargrave had 3 sacks. Pretty good. Damian Pierce on the Texans. He's their shining star. 139 yards, 27 carries. Like, again, I said this back whenever they played the Bears, like week 2, 3. I watched that dude do like 3 spin moves, and it looked fantastic. And I'm like, he's good. He's spin moves. He's good. Sleeper pick. It's not even my sleeper pick. He just looks good.
Yep.
But yeah, Jalen Hurts looking good. 243, 2 touchdowns, ran for 23 yards. A.J. Brown, 59 yards and a touchdown. Dallas Goedert, 100 yards and a touchdown. You guys think A.J. Brown is an important piece to his team? Yeah.
I don't know. Ask the Titans.
Yeah. I don't think. Yeah, they don't need him. They got one at home.
Yeah.
So, this was. Yep.
No, I was just gonna say also Miles Sanders is incredibly doing incredibly well.
He's being very effective, and he's not even getting that many carries, compared at least to like the league leaders in either yards or touchdowns or carries, whatever metric. Like he's not paving the way there, but when they give him the ball, he makes it count.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he is averaging 82 yards a game, which is 6th. Damian Pierce is actually 5th at 84.8 yards per game.
Yeah.
And Derrick Henry's number 1, obviously, at 108.8 yards a game.
Yeah, so like he's not like a Derrick Henry style workhorse, but he's getting like very meaningful reps, and he's impacting the offense significantly.
I'll say, speaking of looking good, how about those ruby red Texan uniforms? They need to bust those out more.
I did.
The helmets were real nice.
Yeah, the helmets looked incredible.
Yeah. So that happened Thursday night. Then the game that got their coach fired, the Colts Patriots. Man,
you did it, Bear. You did it.
Yay!
The Colts.
This was what I was hoping would happen after this game. I was like, thank God. Maybe now they'll hire Jeff Saturday.
Yep. So the Colts. Oh my! This may be one of the worst stats I've ever seen. The Colts were 0 for 14 on 3rd down conversions.
Ooh.
And 0 for 2 on 4th down.
And 0 for 2 on 4th down. Yeah. How? You usually get at least
Nick Sirianni left.
Now, I did have to double check with the stat truck just now, but they have confirmed with me you do actually want to convert on 3rd down. So it looks like that was pretty bad for them.
As a Steelers fan, you don't have to.
Can I just for a moment? Can we expand on this stat truck lore?
Yeah, I didn't know we had a stat truck.
There's a truck
No, this
filled
one's
with
for me.
stats?
You guys need to get your own stat truck. This is the stat truck.
Oh,
that
I see.
use.
Yeah, maybe
yeah,
get your
Personal
own
reference.
specifically.
Yeah.
Filled with statistics.
I hope you
see.
reference it many more times in the future as Bear
Yeah.
stat truck.
Yeah.
It's just a big truck shaped like a bear.
Oh God, it's like the Dumb and Dumber van, except it's bear tattoo.
Yeah.
And all it has is just atrociously obvious stats.
It's the Booger McFarland
A
mobile.
touchdown is worth 6 points. Something like fucking giant font on the wall.
The Eagles are a good team, and the Texans are a bad team.
The team who scores more points will win the game.
Going over for 14 on third down is a bad thing.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
mean,
think
Same,
allowing 9 sacks is also
Yep.
kind of bad.
That
That's-
is also kind of bad.
that's almost the record, right? Isn't the record 10?
I
Hold on.
think it seems like 10 or 11. Sam
Sacks in a
Ellinger,
game.
15 of 29, 103 yards and a
this-
pick.
This poor friggin' kid.
Yeah,
this
he's
got to be like among the worst ways to enter the league here.
Yeah.
I mean,
He's-
the total yards, Indianapolis 121.
Yeah.
That's not how you win a game.
One
Nope.
of the worst performances of the year, which is in a year where lots of people suck, kind of hard to do.
Their leading receiver was Alec Pierce, who had 1 catch for 23 yards. Their leading rusher was Sam Ellinger for 39 yards, 5 carries, probably running for his life. Deion Jackson, 23 yards, 11 carries. This was terrible.
You wanna know how bad it was? This game I think put the Colts below the Steelers as the worst offense in the league. I think they passed them. That's,
Yeah.
really
Man.
gives you some perspective.
Yeah.
So, by the way, as an aside, do you guys want to know the most team sacks in a game?
I do.
Yes.
14.
Holy shit, dude.
By who?
And funnily enough, it's the Eagles in Eagles against the Giants in 1952.
Oh my God.
Wow, that's a long time ago.
Yeah. Good for a while. Jeez.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
back before they had offensive lines.
What's the most recent one?
Yeah,
Like
it's
any in the
there.
2000s?
Oh, actually, you know what's fucking hilarious? The
What?
number 2. Well, technically,
Is it
it's tied
Joe Burrow?
for second. Well, I don't know, maybe. Because here, hold on, I'll give you the thing that I'm looking at. But it's tied for second. But the first one on the list is the New York Giants in 2007 at 12. So,
oh my god.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Here, hold on.
God
Here, this-
damn it, man.
That's the
This is-
I
Michael
thought I was
Strahan
done being
team.
mad about that.
Yeah,
Actually,
I put it in
was-
our chat.
Oh, okay. Was that Michael Strahan? Is he still playing?
2007, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Was, yeah.
I thought so. Wow. I checked offensive stats, and actually, in terms of yards per game, the Colts are only 6th worst.
Huh?
The
And that's
Titans
just
are the
because
worst.
Matt Ryan randomly threw for like 400 yards. one game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but like we all agree that this Colts team, with or without Matt Ryan, is one of the worst teams in the league, right?
Oh yeah.
But
they're-
100%.
Can I
Important
remind
to
you? They beat
Yeah.
the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
How
Yeah.
did that happen?
that is
Well,
really
so
weird.
the thing that I want to mention is like important to note they went to the fucking playoffs last year, and so I don't know. There's one common
they didn't.
denominator, or well,
remember they missed it right on the
That's
last
They
year
almost-
they lost
they
to the
did.
Jags.
If they would have
That's a
beat the
good point, yeah.
Jaguars, they would have went in, and then
Yeah.
they
They
But they
almost
were-
went to the playoffs.
but they almost went to the
Yeah.
playoffs. I mean, they were a good team, and
Yeah.
and but in between last year and this year, they lost their fucking offensive coordinator,
Ah, yep.
who's the Eagles head coach now, right?
Oh yeah. Wait, I thought the Eagles head coach has been there for 2 years. Or is it second
Maybe,
year?
yeah, maybe it's 2 years ago that happened. I
Yeah.
don't know, but
Either way,
Colts
it's
bad.
Colts
Their
bad.
personnel is like a dumpster fire.
Jonathan
right now.
Taylor's also been hurt as well, which is pretty
Yeah.
big.
Also, Patriots bad too. They only got 203 yards this game, and
Yeah.
they scored 26 points. I don't know how. I'm looking at the stat line. I'm like, how do you get 26 points off of 200 yards? That doesn't mean. That doesn't mean anything.
that's the Patriots for you.
The Patriots way.
Stevenson's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
That,
is.
no,
yeah.
that was wow. That was a big delay, but okay.
He is the former sleeper pick.
Yeah.
How far he's fallen from grace.
I mean, I think he is good. I think he is gonna be good, but he's just, it's the Patriots. They're okay. Like
Matthew Judon is also pretty good. I mean, I know again it's the
Yeah.
Colts, but he's been putting up some numbers this year.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the thing is like the Patriots still like they're good enough to where they can beat most teams, but they're bad enough to where I wouldn't trust them to do it. And they can probably lose to some bad teams as well.
But they still beat the Jets.
Yeah.
So there you go. Next up, we had pain and suffering. The Packers losing to the Detroit Lions 9-15. I'm officially done picking the Green Bay Packers.
What did that sentence feel like coming out of your mouth? Did that have like a taste to it as you were saying the words, the Green Bay Packers lost to the Detroit Lions?
Honestly, no, it didn't surprise me. I kind of expected it, but my lock was the hope I had. But still deep down, I was like, we're going to lose this game.
I don't think you've accurately described the badness of this game, because this is the Green Bay Packers offense scoring 9 points against the worst defense in the league.
Yeah. So
Yeah, who do they think they are? The Bucs?
yeah, let me explain to you this game. First off, Romeo Dobbs, whatever you want to call him. Like one of the first plays of the game, makes a good catch, high ankle sprain. He's out a month.
Yep.
Okay. Then Christian Watson came back from a concussion last week after making a good play. All right. He makes another good play, gets hit, concussion, back to back concussion. So he's out. Just keep him out, man.
Yeah.
So our top two receivers we've drafted are like just injured the whole year pretty much. Then Rodgers just starts imploding. So like our offense actually was driving. Like for the Detroit Lions being bad, they were pretty bad. Like we drove down the field. We got to the 1 yard line and then intercepted. Then we drove down the field, got to the 1 yard line.
Yeah.
Couldn't get it in again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Rodgers. Oh wait, then big we're down, but then guess what? Big interception. We pick off Jared Goff. We're set up at like the 35, 40, like hey, we're in their territory. Here we go. Then literally the next throw, Rodgers intercepted. Like it was like nothing could go right.
It's like one of his worst games I've ever seen from
Yeah,
Rodgers. It was bad.
It was terrible. He was like screaming at himself. Like there's numerous clips of him being like, bah! Which listen, I get it. I was watching that game. He had to
Turned into Hank Hill.
This literally encapsulated the entire Packers season so far. Just injuries, errors, mistakes. Like a lot of people. Okay, so here's the play on fourth down at the 1 yard line. We actually called a trick play. Okay, Bakhtiari like blocked, and then he was an eligible receiver, so he split out wide open. People were criticizing it like, why do you run Bakhtiari? He's coming off ACL into the end zone. Dude was wide open. All right,
A lot of Yodas in the Packers fan base.
like the play call is actually good, but Rodgers, first our offensive line kind of shit themselves on the blocking, which again, we've had so many offensive line shifts that like there's been no consistency, so they've kind of sucked. And then Rodgers just underthrew the ball. Otherwise, he had like an easy touchdown. It was literally like a lob, like an easy lob touchdown. He just underthrew it. And I'm convinced that Rodgers' thumb is still hurt. Like it's pretty obvious at this point. And it's hit the point where it was like we know it's over, right? They're not going to win anything. I would just rather put in Jordan Love, but they're not going to do it. I think maybe if we get to a certain point and they're like, God, hope is super lost, then they do it. But like they're not going to do it. They're going to let them keep going.
I will say that I'm glad I was able to curse Romeo Dobbs in the one play that I had him on my fantasy team after getting him off waivers. He immediately got injured, and I'm happy to do that service to you, Coach.
Hey, thanks. Never take another Packer player again.
Trust me, I'm not.
Then, okay, Alan Lazard actually had a decent game. He had a touchdown. But Samori Toure, all right, our 7th rounder, actually doing pretty good. He's like running deep routes while everything. He actually had 2 receivers beat, and then Rodgers underthrew him. Like, it's insane. And I think I think a lot of people are saying, oh, Rodgers mad at his teammates. I think Rodgers also mad at himself, because I think he's like just upset that he can't make that throw, and I think it's because of his thumb. It could be because he's fallen off a bit. You know, everybody's like, oh, he's fallen. Dude just won like back-to-back MVPs or whatever. I don't think, one trip to the jungle off season later and whatever he's gonna be. I think it's like his hand and his thumb is bothering him. But either way, this team sucks. Everybody's injured. We're playing on the shitty Astro turf, and Eric Stokes, I think, tore his ACL, and then Rashawn Gary tore his ACL. We had like half our team limping off. Nobody's healthy. It doesn't even matter because they were shitting the bed anyway. It's a disaster. Yeehaw.
So,
go Pack, go.
yeah.
I think, like, even if you look at the stats, like, we were 8 of 15 on third down. We weren't even bad. We just couldn't. We just can't score. And it's been like that all year. Like, we get downfield, we're like, all right, here we go. And then somebody just shits themselves. There's an interception. We turn it over. We can't get in. We run it up the middle for the 20th time, and it doesn't work. We keep doing it. I mean,
imagine having 389 total yards and getting 9 points.
They're just like, we got A.J. Dillon. What if we run him up the middle so he can run over somebody? Well, he's not going to run over a 350-pound lineman. Just do a toss. Toss it to the outside. Let him run over the corner.
He's going to blow.
I don't get it. It doesn't make sense. And then the people are bashing the front office. All right, the front office. I don't even think the front office is like, they're at fault, but I don't think they're like completely at fault, because they've like drafted good players. I think the problem. All right, here's the problem. I'm gonna tell you right now.
There it is. Here we go.
They've committed so much to like the Aaron Rodgers. Like, all right, here we go. You're gonna carry us and everything. But they've gotten to the point where he's carried them as much as he could, and now he's got nothing around them, because they're like, well, come on, carry us. We got you the defense. He's like, dude, I got nothing. Like, it's like scraps, right? And plus, his hands hurt, so they're trying to get him to work magic, but he can't do anything because everything around him's ass. And then, like, we've drafted 15 like first-round defensive players. Guess what? Our defense is mediocre. It's not bad, but it's not good. But we just spent all these draft picks on it. Yeah. And so it's like, I think what frustrates me the most is about the front office is that they can't choose the direction they want to go in. It's like, all right, we're gonna, it feels like we're supposed to be rebuilding at this point, but at the same time, they got Rodgers on this big contract like they're gonna win now. Well, we're not winning now, but we're not rebuilding. But like, I don't know what we're doing. Like,
in
I just
the
want
worst
direction
position possible.
Yeah. Like, just
at least like the Steelers are kind of rebuilding. The Patriots are kind of rebuilding. The Bucs are probably going to start rebuilding next season. Like, at least the Green Bay Packers fucked themselves by re-signing Aaron Rodgers. That's going to be one of the biggest mistakes in that franchise's history somehow.
They could trade him in the offseason, right?
They could.
I think they need to.
I would have traded him this last offseason, honestly. Like, if they could have gotten, like, pick, like, they go Jordan Love, they get more pick, like, they probably would have been better off. I think what I like most about trying out Jordan Love is that you get to see if he's, good or not over the course of a season, or even, like, half a season. He's obviously not going to audible out of shit like Rodgers does, so you get to see if LaFleur's system actually works. And you're probably going to run the ball more, which fits our scheme better. So, like, I would rather do that at this point than be like, oh boy, are we going to try to get to the playoffs again and lose?
Isn't it like a really quarterback heavy draft this year though? So I feel like
probably
you can trade Rodgers maybe for like a first round pick and get up there high enough to get one of those. Might not be a bad idea.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's the craziest part about this team that still blows my mind is like, which is why I thought at the start of the season, like, oh, we'll be fine. Like, we literally lost Devontae Adams and Zadarius Smith, and that was like it. And I guess Marquez Valdes-Scantling, who's also obviously a deep threat, pretty good. But Zadarius Smith didn't even play like all last year, so that's not even a big thing. So it was really just 2 wide receivers, and apparently 2 wide receivers is it's a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's 2 starters, and people that Rodgers has played with for years, right?
Yeah.
So,
I think that's his one of his biggest things. He needs to build up chemistry with people, but obviously, You can't do that when you got fucking dude. Sammy Watkins sucks. He's not good. He's failed so many routes. Like, he's supposed to block, he doesn't block. He's supposed to go one way, he goes the other way. Even the last play of the game, they went to Sammy Watkins, he ran the wrong route. Like, you kidding me? And on top of that, Rodgers is just missing wide open dudes. He had DeGuara wide open across the middle. He didn't see it, he threw it away. He had Torrey open, he didn't see it. He had an under route with like A.J. Dillon, he didn't see it. He had so many open receivers and he just missed them. And I'm just like, is he just not throwing it to him? Is he just blind? Like, I don't know what's going on, but I don't know. I'm just done. I want to move on. I either want to move on or commit, and we're clearly not committing, so I'm ready to move on.
So,
Yeah, it hurts,
Coach,
man.
how you feeling about the Packers?
Hey, you know, but I will say, back in 2008, when Brett Favre retired.
It was a hot, sunny day.
You don't even have to say anymore, man. It was just back in 2008.
Back in 2008, we went like 6-10, and then that was Aaron Rodgers' first season. And the next season, we began our rise to our one Super Bowl era.
Do you think he's getting younger? What are you talking about?
What?
Like, it's not gonna happen, man. These Packers, they're doing for the Rodgers is gone. They're gonna be in the gutter for like half a decade, man. You got to get ready for some failure coming up.
I think he still believes in Jordan Love.
I kind of do believe in Jordan Love.
I watched him play last year. He was shit.
I mean, I've watched him play too. I mean, part of the reason he was shit is because his offensive line didn't block for him. You know, it's like any quarterback, if you don't have an offensive line blocking, unless you're like Joe Burrow that can like go Super Saiyan, is going to be shit. And even then, he's had some ass games. Like, I don't know. I think he can be, I don't think he's going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback, but I think he can be good enough to win. Like, I think he can be like Jimmy Garoppolo, slightly better.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. I mean, it would be wild to have 3 in a row like that, but it could be that he is, because honestly, he has the same kind of career trajectory as Rodgers did. Mm-hmm. So,
in fact, he's younger than Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
That's true. Kenny Pickett is a little bit older, and that was one of the reasons he was drafted, is just because he was a bit more experienced.
Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting seeing what we do going forward, but I'm not interested this season unless we like start Jordan Love and I can start watching.
There's only like one team of ours that's interested in this season now, and it's not the one you'd expect going in.
Yep. Either way, that's my Packer rant. Thank you for listening.
Hey.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Chargers, Falcons.
This game was annoying. It really was the Chargers trying to lose, it felt like, the whole game.
Dude, the Chargers are like crippled right now, though.
It's just tough to watch because we know Justin Herbert can do it. Like, we saw him do it last year. We saw him do it the year before. We know he can do it. But I don't know. I don't know. Something seems off with this team. I feel like it's still probably the coach.
No, it's not they're crippled. It's that they don't have 2 of their best weapons. Keenan Allen's been out all year.
Even with their best weapons, they do the same shit. They even
really
by higher scores.
You swap the parts around. They're the Chargers. They've been the
Chargers.
Chargers.
Did you guys see the final, not the final play, but the big thing that happened at the end of the game? The literal clown shoes double fumble play?
Remind me.
The Chargers are literally driving down the field for the game-winning field goal. It's 17-17. They have all the time in the world. All they need to do is get like a few more yards, and they'll have the game-winning field goal. Easy peasy. I run the ball up. The running back fumbles it, and Atlanta picks it up and is running it all the way down the field. Then he fumbles it, literally inexplicably just loses the ball, and the Chargers get it back. And they go a couple more first downs. They kick the game-winning field goal. Like, they're so lucky. They're so lucky.
It's a microcosm of their entire season for both teams. Honestly, one play.
I was typing to you guys. I was like, because I picked the Chargers, and I was like, I need this pick for my pick'ems really badly, and I said, but literally the play before, I was like, they're gonna charge this up somehow. Like, this is gonna this is too easy.
I remember that. Yeah,
this is too easy. They're gonna do something Chargers-y, and it's gonna, and then instantly he fumbled, and I was like, there it is. But the fact that he fumbled it back is just so funny. Like this
Josh
is the only reason
Palmer
they have a chance.
saved their day at that point, though, and he kind of popped off for this game. Their absence of weapons left a wide open gap at wide receiver 1, and Palmer was ready, dude. 8 catches, 106. He was doing well.
I mean, that's just the power more so of the Falcons being the Falcons and the Chargers doing the Chargering. But I think the biggest revelation here, and one that we're forced to call out, is Rob for some
Wait,
odd
hold on.
reason.
I wanted to do this
Incorrectly
you bastard. Hold on.
stating
Hold on.
about Marcus Mariota.
And I was also the one that discovered it. Okay, so hold on. So last week, well, for a while now, okay,
For years.
for a while now, I have referred to Marcus Mariota as an Italian man.
He's gonna take his Italian sausage and smack him over the face with it.
And I
You
wanted
can't
to
do that. You can't do
Stereotypical
that.
and last week, after I said the sausage thing,
Sausage, yep.
afterwards I was like, it'd be really funny if I was just wrong that he was Italian. And so I Googled it. Turns out Marcus Mariota's entirely Samoan. Yeah, no,
Yep.
he's not in any way Italian.
It's not even close.
Not even remotely Italian.
all.
Yeah, so I
Well,
just want to
he's
say,
actually, you're wrong again, Rob.
oh, that's even funnier.
Live
Please
on the
tell me.
show?
Yeah,
He is actually Samoan on his father's side and German on his mother's side, so he's not entirely Samoan.
not even. That's actually the same thing as Zappy too. Is like Zappy was
That's
German
worse
and not.
than being Italian. Is it?
Now, hold on though. I've gotten an update from the stat check. Actually,
okay.
it turns out he is Italian. He's just been claimed by the country of Italy.
Yep.
Bring in a pizza.
So
You can't do that.
Oh, I can't do that. You're right.
I mean, look, I give you, especially right now, I give you all honorary passes to the nation of Italy. And actually,
Hey, we're
I wanna
fucking
say-
Italian now.
as the official and globally recognized ambassador of Italy and
Right.
Italian Americanism, I want to, as an apology, officially extend Italian and Italian American heritage to Marcus Mariota and further the entire Mariota family. And anyone who considers themselves Samoan as
In
well.
fact, I'm
as an
half
apology.
German, so I'm
Yeah.
closer to Mariota than you are this whole time.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Yeah.
So what you're saying is that
Mariota on his Italian heritage.
what you're
Wait,
saying
what
is
were
that
you
the
trying to-
Italians
wait,
have
no, hold on. What accent were you trying to do there?
That was French. That was French. Sorry.
That was
Okay.
Okay.
Really couldn't tell. Had to clarify.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was trying for
It
Italian,
was
but ended
Italian.
up Swedish.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
but it
okay.
sounded
Definitely more
Swedish.
Swedish. You're right.
have my Italian sausage. This is what you all pay.
Is
This what you all.
American football not
Yeah.
offending anyone?
That's
50,
right.
And it's
52 of
Italian,
you all
so
are
who
paying for
cares?
this, by the way.
And counting.
Yeah.
Um,
And also, I do apologize to Marcus Mariota.
Yeah.
I
I'm
don't
sure
We
think
should
he's-
just
he was
call the
very
show
upset.
with apologies to Marcus Mariota.
He was very upset after listening to this show.
Yeah.
he thought I was Italian. That son of a bitch.
See, Rob, that's the reason why the Falcons are 4-5 right now, is because he's
Yeah.
been living with his guilt this entire time.
That's,
Yeah.
you're probably right.
Hey, and the rushing attack of the Falcons was pretty good. You had Tyler Alligator going for 99 on 10 carries.
Mm-hmm.
And you had Cordell Patterson, 2 touchdowns, 44 yards, and Caleb
Yeah,
Udy,
that-
34 yards.
And he was
Yeah,
like
and the
limited too.
the newly minted Samoan Marcus Mariota also had 24 yards. So there
He
you go.
did. Look at that.
Mhm.
He didn't pass very well, but
No, he did not.
overall, I was
Two bad
really
teams.
I was really
Yeah.
hoping the Falcons would win, stay in first place, and give me my pick'em win, and they did not. So
These are firmly 2 average teams, I would say. I'm not going to put them down in the
Yeah.
bad team camp.
Bad
but-
teams.
Nah,
Bad.
they're not bad. They're
Bad
like
teams.
5 out of 10.
I'd say
Chargers are
they're,
definitely better than the Falcons, but
yeah, I'd say they're both kind of bad.
They
they're
didn't
both
show
kind
it.
of bad. Well,
Although, look, I will say that despite the fact that Marcus Mariota is not Italian, I think he's playing pretty well this year.
Just
to
like
be honest.
pizza.
This is quickly.
I actually got a fun stat for you.
Ooh.
Krendor's stat truck? Or
We
sorry,
got my
van?
stat truck.
Yeah. No, you need a new vehicle, like a stat jet or something.
No, you're a
Krendor's
stat
stat
jet, man. Come on.
Winnebago.
Stat-
You got like a
that's just-
stat
oh, I got
rickshaw or
the
something.
stat ship.
Ooh, that's
The
fun.
stat-
Yeah,
okay,
the stat
Krendor's
ship.
stat ship. Here it comes.
If you were to take all of the games decided by one score and made it so those teams that won those games lost them and those teams that lost them won them,
I think
the Jaguars would be 8-0. And the Giants and Vikings would be 1-7.
what would the Steelers be?
They would be 3 wins. They'd get one extra win.
But you
So-
said a difference of 1 score?
Pretty much, if you're in a game decided by one score,
But the Jags just won 27-20 against the Raiders, so they wouldn't have been 8.
well, that's one score.
That's one score. Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought you said it was flipped.
Oh,
Well,
right, they would lose
this-
2 wins. Okay, I get it.
This was happening. I guess they made this before.
Probably
Sunday.
made before. Okay, yeah.
Either
Okay,
way, so I guess they'd be 7-1, which is
Yeah. Yeah. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. You know
Yeah.
you got it right.
The
The-
stat truck is
I like-
better
I like-
than the stat ship.
Yeah, I like
fucking
their
right.
stat truck better. This ship's not going anywhere.
That shit sucks.
Yeah.
Like that shit, you dumb fucking idiot.
Should have stuck with the coach Winnebago there.
Then the Bengals and the Raiders would have 7 wins.
Ah, okay.
Okay.
And in terms of teams losing, the Dolphins, Chargers, Rams, and football team would all be at 2 wins. So there you go. The Eagles would
There you
actually
go.
be at 5 wins. So they've kind of,
Yeah.
they've been all over the place. But overall,
Eh.
it doesn't really matter because,
That's
you
not
know.
what happened. Right.
yeah, it's not what happened.
You're right. Yeah. And I want to say before we move on, because I was curious about this. So to my knowledge, there are no actual Italian American players in the NFL right now, which is a sad day for me. However, there is, I think, actually even more than one Italian American head coach. One of them being Nick Sirianni of the Philadelphia Eagles, who are currently undefeated. So.
Ralph's just got to reach now. He's just got to find.
I really have to. Yeah. No, there's not a lot
Speaking
of-
Try being an Asian in the NFL here, Ralph.
Yeah,
This
that's.
sucks.
Well, there is one. There's one. You have one,
One.
NFL
Yeah,
player.
Younghoe.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
more
right
than the
too, yeah.
Italians. There's zero Italians.
That's true. That is more than the Italians.
Yeah.
Boys, it's time for the coin.
We have
Yes,
coin,
sir.
coin magic. I can't believe I didn't trust in the coin.
I feel like a fool for locking against the coin. I should have.
Yeah.
No
done better.
one trusted the coin except for myself. And
Robert.
important to note, probably the entire Jets fandom,
Yeah.
but also
And everyone, not just the Jets fandom.
Every human.
I do want to point out the absolute absurdity of this magic coin. That is, look, it's magic. It is
Right.
magic.
Well,
It
it's
won this
magic.
game. Yeah.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
will say, I want to believe in magic, but I did want to point out that there was a stretch where I think the coin predicts that the Jets are going to beat the Vikings, Bills, and the Bears like in a row, and the Lions.
Listen to this
Again,
guy show up at Santa's workshop, see Santa Claus, watch the elves make the toys, go back home the next day and say to himself, Santa's not real. Santa's made up. Santa's for kids.
I would also
This is
like
ridiculous.
to counterpoint 9 weeks, 100% accurate.
And
How do you count it now?
it says they're going to lose to the Patriots again, right? That's we're on
Yes,
a bye now. but...
we get swept by the Patriots, which actually is not terribly surprising
Swept
considering.
by the Patriots, but sweep the Bills. That's like the craziest part about the coin. If it's right about just that, I'll be even if it gets in everything else wrong.
I mean,
Afterwards.
do you think Jets fans would take that if they knew that was the deal? Like, you get to
You
sweep
have
the
no
Bills?
idea. Absolutely,
Oh, yeah?
100%. No. The coin is the look. Here's the thing about the magic coin. See, in case people haven't seen the actual post involving the magic coin at home, the coin is a cruel mistress. The coin does not promise a Jets Super Bowl. All right, the coin promises that we lose again in the same way that we got to the playoffs the last 2 times, and then went into the Jets' dark ages for a very long stretch. Okay, so the coin is it's pragmatic. It says we go 11-6, and look, I don't know if the coin's power did this or didn't do this, but Josh Allen unfortunately has an injury that has been revealed after the game. So I mean, that
magic, dude. I'm starting to get worried about the coin.
I mean, me too a little bit, but I mean, the only thing that I think is reasonable to do is to praise the coin.
Yeah, I feel like if I was in the same room as in the coin, my life would be at risk.
Yeah, that's probably true. That's probably true. It does have some sort of a dark power, but it's important that as long as we provide worship and praise to the coin, then I think it will only give us, bittersweet outcomes, which seems at least better than what it's been for 10 years,
It won't give us like potentially career-threatening injuries, I think, as long as that doesn't happen, I think we've won out.
Yeah. No, I'd say so. No, I mean,
I reject the coin.
He's the curmudgeon. Get him out of here.
All
the naysayer.
Do you have a naysayer? We might have to. Look, I don't know. I'll have to check in with the coin, see what they say about this whole situation. It's Invicta, but I'm just saying it's up to the coin now.
Didn't mean it, coin. Okay, listen, he's not a part of the show officially.
I'm not affiliated with this man, coin.
He just shows up.
He doesn't speak for me.
I would pick the Bills 100% more of times than I already have in this. This is
the man that sat Josh Allen in favor of Aaron Rodgers in fantasy this week, by the way. I just want everybody to understand that as he's saying these things.
And it didn't make a difference because I easily beat Rob without him. And it was a 3 points, Bear.
Hey, still 3 points, though.
You did beat me again. Look, I'm at 0-9. It's not a good year. I was not ballsy. There were 2 players that I could have put in, and I was like, I don't know.
You even said last week you should have started Garrett Wilson. That's one of them, right?
Yeah, I was. It was Wilson and Cordero Patterson. But then the fantasy on Cordero Patterson was like, well, they're expecting that he's going to have light touches. It's like, bullshit. And I said it before the game, and I was like, no, bullshit. They're going to make him. He's going to get 20 points, and he did. He did. Son of a bitch.
How do you think Randy feels about the coin?
That's a
He's
good question,
probably
right?
pretty bitter about it.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. That coin, the magic coin, made one prediction before the season began. And Randy, he's more of a workhorse back kind of coin, He's putting in the numbers every week, every team, He can't be 100% accurate like the magic coin of the Jets. It's understandable.
He's nowhere near 100% accurate.
Well, exactly, yeah. But, I mean, he's making many more predictions. So, I mean, I give Randy some slack there, magic-wise. Now, the one thing that I do want to mention about the magic coin and magic in general is that the next 2 weeks that the Jets are going to be playing are losses. We're going to have back-to-back losses coming up, unfortunately, due to the coin's power. But we're going to have to accept that as the way of things for.
Now, can we please not talk about the game at all and move on to the next one? Because that would just make me really happy if this entire part was just about the coin.
No, 100%.
We also need to mention that Josh Allen is injured.
Oh, yeah, that too, right.
And it's kind of a big deal.
It's like we're in between. He might play this week or he might be out for the year. That's like the range that we're in right now.
People seem to think that it's not as serious as everyone is saying.
I bet they want to hope that. Yeah.
The problem is it's a very weird injury that doesn't happen. Yeah, it doesn't happen to football players. It happens to baseball players. So
to pitchers, right? Like it's a pitcher.
It's a pitching thing. So it's weird. It's kind of rare. So I don't think anyone really knows what the deal is going to be until the doctors look at it more thoroughly.
It's looking like it's not going to require surgery, but that's just the latest report.
Yeah. Which is, I honestly feel like it's always a bummer when that happens, like especially against your team, like where.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure you're real broken up about it, Rob.
No, I mean I am. I don't.
As a quarterback, we're talking about here, Rob.
Meme, him saying goodbye to SpongeBob.
Even when Tom Brady was beating our ass for 20 years, I didn't want to win games.
He didn't want to fight the Brady-less Patriots. Yeah, you want to beat them at their best, right?
Exactly. Yeah, I wanted to see Brady crying on the sideline, sadness. And I don't want. Right.
Yeah.
Well, but that's not as fun for me.
Well,
Unfortunately, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
you beat the Bills and you also injured Josh Allen. So there you go, Rob.
Yeah.
There's your,
Well, and
your magic of the day.
important to note in the game too. I mean, like he threw the 2 picks, and one of them to Sauce, the great Sauce Gardner.
Dude. Well,
Yeah.
Sauce got. Oh, damn it! We're tricked into talking about the game all of a sudden. No, we
yeah.
gotta move on,
Man.
man.
Yeah. Well, okay. Before we go anywhere, if we do move on or talk about the game, I do want to mention one thing. Really less of a mention and more of a rub it in kind of situation in which I locked the New York Jets against all of you, including 96% of you in Discord. I think that's got to be the largest 1v everyone in the history of pickups. I'm just saying.
That is
Just saying.
an all-time legendary lock in my mind. That's got to be on the Mount Rushmore of
Doesn't
podcasts.
count.
Can we get
Magic.
a stat check on that one? That'd be nice.
It's got an asterisk on there.
Sauce Gardner now the leader in passes defended at 13 in the NFL.
Damn.
He is a monster.
Rookie of the year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that would be wild, right?
That's going to be tough. He's got some competition.
And also
defensive
defense.
rookie of the year. He's got it locked down right now.
Yeah.
Well, they
true.
don't have they don't separate that. Like they
I
have
think
different.
they do, don't they? Offensive and defensive.
I think they
rookie?
do.
Well,
actually.
they have offensive and defensive. Oh yeah, rookie of the year, but
Yeah.
I suppose so,
Literally
yeah.
what we just got done saying, but yeah.
No, that's a fair point. No, yeah, I mean, but he's been absurdly good. I mean, I don't know, teams keep throwing to him for some reason. I guess
They think they're going to be the one to figure him out.
Yeah, he lost the first matchup on like the first play, and then I think then from that point he just completely shut down the whole game, and
Guys,
he's so good.
Can I bring up a crazy stat from the stat
As
sheet?
long as it's
ship.
not from the stat
Stat
ship.
ship.
It's from the
Stat
stat
ship.
ship.
Stat ship recovery.
shit.
In terms of
Well, we'll have to see.
passing yards per game,
Okay.
5 of the top 10 have first names that start with J.
Unbelievable. This is the type of hard-hitting reporting you can
Oh
expect
for
from the
2
stat
from
sheet.
the stat ship so
You've got
far, I think.
Jared Goff, Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, and
Fucking
Justin
hell, dude.
Herbert.
All right. So the
How
stat
does he
truck,
do it?
The stat truck is where we keep obvious stats.
Could it be?
The stat ship is
Where
where
we
we
keep
keep
useless
words.
stats.
Yes.
Could it be that
Okay.
Jordan Love joins that?
God damn it.
It's possible.
Right.
Can
Because
we
if you
move
didn't
on?
know this, Jordan
Vikings
begins with J.
Commanders.
Commanders.
Yeah, Washington
praise the
Commanders,
The
Minnesota
Vikings spoinks.
Yeah.
The Spoinks, yeah.
This game was the Vikings coming back in the fourth quarter, which seems to be a common theme, actually.
They don't usually do
Man.
that. They usually give up the game in the fourth
I
quarter.
still
do
don't
usually.
believe in the Vikings after
They're
watching this
7-1,
game.
dude.
I know, but it just wasn't. They didn't play good this game, and they were going up
Commanders
against the
were on like a
Commanders.
3-game win streak, and they had Taylor Heineke until Taylor Heineke was just as bad as we expected him to be ultimately.
Yeah, I mean, at this point in the season, I think I have to question what you mean by believe in. Like, what
I don't
exactly
believe
does
that
that
they're a
mean?
7-1 team. Is what I mean.
They won 7 games and lost 1.
Yeah, I know.
The Vikings kind of remind me of like the teams with the Packers where they'd be like, dude, we're 13-3, but like it felt like we were 8-8, but we got there and then we get to the playoffs and then we just get shit on by like some real, like Tom Brady will just shit on them or like it's going to happen.
We were 9-8 last year, and it felt like we were 3-13 or 14 or whatever.
Yeah, like sometimes the records just don't indicate it. Like
I know these games have been close, and I know that like they haven't beaten the most impressive teams yet, but this is still a team that's winning games, and all the games have been close this year. There have been very few blowouts this year in the NFL. There's a lot of parity going on right now. It's the teams that ultimately are able to win that are better, and this Vikings team is better than most of the other teams in the league.
They are still the best team in the NFC North, like 100%. And I think they're still one of the best teams in the NFC, but that's not saying much.
And I think there is a thing where we have where when games come down to like one score, we conflate it to this idea that there's like random chance involved. But I mean, look, at the end of the day, good teams win those games, right?
Exactly.
Like, a lot of it, and every year there's like only a certain amount of good teams. I think the Vikings are I mean, they're 7-1.
Like they're 7-1, and their only losses to the Eagles. Even if they only won each game by 1 point, they should still be like in that upper echelon, I think, for everybody. Like this is definitely a playoff team. We know that, at least from the division. But like I think that I've been saying it from literally preseason that this is a team that could maybe go to the Super Bowl.
I wouldn't go that far.
They need to just cohesify. Is that a word? They need to come together a bit more.
I don't think I can't see them going to the Super Bowl. But I could see them.
Any team can go to the Super Bowl.
Do you think they have the talent to go to the Super Bowl?
Yes.
Yeah,
no.
Yes, they do.
I don't. Come on.
I think they definitely.
Give me
I don't
least that,
Kirk
dude.
Cousins to make the Super Bowl.
But everything else around him.
The key ingredient is he can. Like I agree with you. He's Kirk Cousins. He can fuck it up too. But if he plays at his best, he absolutely can go to the Super Bowl.
And look at everything else. They got Zadarius Smith, for God's sake. They've got Dalvin Cook. They've got Justin Jefferson. They have Adam Thielen sometimes.
I think the Vikings are good enough that they don't even need Kirk Cousins to be his best. You know, like Kirk Cousins is he's definitely because you could go to the Super Bowl with good enough, right? Like you could go to the Super Bowl with guys who aren't like super world beaters.
Carson Wentz got to the Super Bowl for fun.
I mean, Trent Dilfer won.
What do you guys think is missing here ultimately? I'm flabbergasted because I don't understand why I'm the only one that thinks this is a good fucking team.
Is them like winning games convincingly. They've not been convincing. They have won, but they have not won in a way that the Bills have or the Eagles have or any other team that is like considered a top team right now. And that you look at it and you go, oh wow, that was a dominant performance by the Vikings. They really took control of that game and were not at risk of losing it. No, every game is fucking nail biter. Like, why is this so close? Why is this game so close?
I think that's what bothers me the most is they don't ever convincingly be like, wow, well the Vikings are looking scary now. Like they're just kind of like, all right, I mean, they won, they're good, but like, I think they should have lost to the Lions. I watched that game. Like they legit should have lost to the Lions.
Yeah.
Lions 1-score game, Saints 1-score game, Bears 1-score game, Miami 1-score game, Cardinals 1-score game.
But they won.
I already conceded that point.
Who gives a shit if they beat the Packers? We suck. And then they just don't feel convincing. And then they play the Eagles. They lose 24-7.
Yeah, they got smushed.
And Kirk Cousins throws 3 picks. Like I can't see them getting past a team like the Eagles.
Look, I've been a fan of a lot of bad teams that have lost a lot of 1-score games, and look, there's a reason that the good teams win them and the bad teams don't.
You can put your confidence in the Vikings on the line.
Just gonna say, right here,
the Bills this week.
Exactly. This is where it's going to be decided.
But
I guess.
Josh Allen's not even healthy.
Yeah, we're gonna have goddamn asterisks on this one too. So. We'll see. I mean, I literally put my money where my mouth is with this one. I actually put money on the Vikings to win the Super Bowl, so we'll see.
Like, to me, the Vikings are a team that could go like 15-1 and lose in the first game they play in the playoffs.
The old LA Dodgers strat.
I will say there is some dark forces at work against the Vikings' favor because they've never won a Super Bowl, right?
Correct.
I think
they've never won one.
They are one of the teams that have never won.
Rob, how are you seeing all these dark forces and magic?
Look,
he communed with the coin, so he's tainted now. We'll be that as it may.
If any Vikings team was going to win a Super Bowl, I thought it was the late 90s with Randy Moss, Chris Carter, and
Culpepper.
Yeah, Dante Culpepper. Like that was a good team, and then they goofed the field goal and. That was it.
By the way, if you'd like to cleanse Rob of the coin's dark aura, you can pledge at the $50 a month tier over on our Patreon.
Where we can Rob a monthly seance to.
Now, here's the thing: if the Vikings on December 4th can take down the powerhouse Jets, maybe I'll be a believer then. We'll see.
Well, the coin said they're going to win. The Jets, that is.
God damn it!
All right.
That's
will beat them.
Then we had the Bengals.
That's a good thing none of us picked the Panthers to win this
Yeah,
game.
who
We
would
look like
do
fucking
that?
idiots, dude.
Stupid. So the Bengals won this game by halftime. Like we could have
By
went
the
home.
first quarter nearly. Holy hell.
35-0 at halftime.
Yeah.
Joe Mixon, 153
Joe
yards and
Mixon,
4
though, man.
touchdowns.
And a
then he
receiving
caught
touchdown.
one. He had 6
Yeah.
touchdowns.
It's 7 yards
That'd
per
be
carry.
5 touchdowns, Grant.
Oh, wait.
Andor did just say 4 + 1 is 6. That did just happen.
This man pilots a ship.
Well, that's why the stats are so useful.
Makes sense. Yeah, I know. That
Hold on, let me
tracks.
find a stat for you.
Oh God,
Teams with stripes.
our podcasts are going to be over 3 hours eventually.
The longest punt return of
Oh,
the year
God damn it.
belongs to Avery Williams of the Atlanta Falcons. 56 yards.
Which is neither one of these teams.
All right, so yeah, Joe Mixon had a great day.
Yeah.
Yeah, that qualifies as a useless stat in a kind of inventive and creative way.
Thank you.
That it's not related, and I appreciate that.
PJ Walker, 3 of 10, 9 yards, 2 picks. That was terrible.
Yeah.
And he's returned to earth.
Baker
Yeah.
Mayfield came in and garbage timed it up.
Yep, Baker got some good garbage time stats there. Good job, Baker.
Yep.
And that's really this game. The Bengals good, Panthers not good.
The Bengals didn't even get any sacks. PJ Walker was just stinky.
So want to hear the
Yeah.
craziest thing about the Panthers that isn't related to this game, but just the fact that they would do this. So
Other than the fact that you brought up a punting stat from the Falcons.
Yeah.
Please.
So apparently, for Brian Burns, one of their best defensive edge rushers, the Rams offered the Panthers like 2 firsts and a second or something, and they turned it down. And then for DJ Moore, the Packers offered them their first rounder, which at this rate, that's like a top 10 pick right there, and they turned that down. Like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
They just got rid of their running. Like, are they not tanking? Like, why don't they want picks?
Well, it seems like they weren't, right? Like they were kind of halfway because Rule was still there, and so he was trying to like save his job.
He was
and-
gone at this point. This was like last week.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're in a weird. They're weird.
I don't get it. Either way, I'm glad we kept our first. Now we get a like top 5 pick, maybe. Who knows?
Maybe they want their real head coach to make the decision on Moore because I mean he's good.
He is good. Which can I just rant one more time?
Yeah.
All right, a quick rant. Okay,
Please
so
do, Coach. Please
the
do.
only offensive player we've taken in the last like 15 years is Jordan Love. You would think in an offensive-minded NFL league with things like Patrick Mahomes and
Things.
things, you've got this thing.
Entities.
Can't even some people
Forces
anymore.
of football.
These offenses that are stacked where we hit the point of like, oh man, if you just have like an insane offense, who gives a shit about defense, right? Just put up crazy points. And then your defense bend, don't break. You would think we would just go all out on offense. Like, oh, we got Aaron Rodgers. What if we just draft, like, just every first round, just take an offensive player. Just load up on offense, and then on defense, just throw some shit together. Because that's what we had shit defense anyway with our first round picks. Why would we just go all out? Management does suck. I tried to say they didn't.
I'm
but
holding
they
him
do
back.
suck.
I'm holding him back.
Yeah,
I'm holding him back.
He's getting off the leash. How do you and Rob always manage to make somehow a non-related team issue a team issue for your team?
I don't know. I think it's a talent. Anyway,
It
speaking
really
of,
is because none of us do that. So.
Speaking of lacking talent and former Packer wide receivers, the
God.
Oakland Raiders, the Los Angeles Raiders, Las Vegas Raiders.
The Los Angeles Oakland Vegas Raiders.
This is a red alert. Fire this fucking coach. Holy shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to have like 3 or 4 of those today. This is one of them.
This was
Josh
the-
McDaniels needs to be fired immediately.
This was the Apollo knew the Jaguars were gonna do whatever he didn't do, and he was right.
I can't win. I cannot win this fucking team. The Raiders were up like 20-3. They're like 20-3. What do I do? What do I fucking do? Are the Jags gonna buy this week? Am I fucking safe? Like,
Hey, I just still like feel good that you've joined me on the Derek Carr hate train. It's great to have
oh
someone.
yeah,
with me
I
here.
think I'm glad I did because I did it like 7 weeks ago, and now I look like a genius. He's not
And
good.
and yet you picked the Raiders to win this game. So
Because the Jags were so fucking bad.
But they're always within a one-score game, which, as we've learned, is
I like Derek.
Oh god, the Jags are playing fucking Chiefs this week, dude.
Who was that? That wasn't even Rob. That was someone with Rob. I didn't know you had a guest with you the whole time.
It was just someone walking by Rob's window. Just, I like Derek Carr.
I swear to God, dude, the Jags are playing the Chiefs this week. I'm going to pick the Chiefs. If the fucking Jags win that game, I am done. I'm retiring
winning
from
that
Pick'ems.
game.
You're saying that the Chiefs lost to the fucking Colts, man. Anything can happen any given Sunday.
That's true.
Fuck.
Travis
Saturday,
Etienne Jr., 109 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, ETN. Love it.
Trevor Lawrence, 25 of 31, 235 and a touchdown. Not bad.
Yeah.
Christian Kirk, 76 and a touchdown. And
How do you score 0 points at a half? I'm scoring 20 in the first. How does that happen?
that's a great question. I would like to think it's because of McDaniels, but I'm
Yes.
just throwing that one out there.
I
Get him out. Remove him.
I kind of
Why are
love.
teams so scared to fire their coaches? Sorry, it pisses me off because I know it's hard to find a good coach, but start fucking looking. You
I think we
have a
got
bad
one. The
coach.
Colts just got rid of their good coach. You can pick that one up.
That's true. Yeah, fresh off the vine.
The dude was at, above 500 record. He's not even a bad coach. He's been to the playoffs.
Playoffs. I kind of low key like the Jaguars. I don't know why.
I do.
Oh,
too.
here we go. We were doing this at the beginning of the year, and then now
they're
we're
on the
doing-
rise.
No.
No, let him finish. Let him finish.
Yeah, I just
Sorry, are you
kind
done?
of low key like the Jaguars. I don't know.
Oh, that's
why.
it. Okay, no, never mind. Yeah,
See-
that's all I had. Sorry.
I'm a big fan of Travis Etienne, and I think that
He is good.
his stock is going to go way, way up. And the more comfortable Trevor Lawrence is going to get, the Jaguars. I mean, I'm not saying they're a good team this year, but after what they had to deal with last year, I think that they obviously only had one direction to go, which was way up. And I think next year is when the Jaguars are going to be red hot.
I think and Doug Peterson's a good coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think they're on the
Better than
way up.
Josh McDaniels, that's for damn
Fire
sure.
Josh McDaniels.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Please.
I don't know why any team would hire him in the first place. Like,
I would have thought that after the shit with the Colts, that he would have been like,
And the
teams
Broncos.
wouldn't want to. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
the Colts and the Broncos.
Well, so I
Both
mean, like, the
horses.
thing with the Broncos, at least, like, he did a shitty job and was younger.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, yeah, sure. But with the Colts thing, that was just like totally, just like a
Yeah.
dick move.
He
you
showed
know?
his true character there.
Yeah.
But
All right.
there you go.
There it is.
Dolphins Bears. This is actually a good game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was watching
So how
this
about
on
the
TV.
Bears offense being good?
Justin
because-
Fields.
Breaking
Yeah.
the record. Breaking Michael
Justin
Vick's record.
Fields breaking Michael Vick records, 178 yards and a touchdown running, 123 with 3
Jesus.
touchdowns passing.
My
Really,
God.
really good game. Like,
Yeah.
very good.
Yeah.
He's found whatever it is that needed to get him over that hump. But like
I'm kind of sad they didn't win. Like, who
Yeah.
thought the Bears? Like, it's like one of those like curses where you're like, God, Bears, their defense is always good, but their offense, man, and
Yeah.
their offense in 2 back-to-back games finally puts up like 1,000,000 points, and their defense lets them down.
Yep.
That's tough. That's a.
It is the Dolphins, to be
The Dolphins
fair.
are still very good.
I just want to
mean,
reiterate that no one has had an answer for Hill and Waddle duo except for the fucking Steelers, and I'm so mad we didn't win that fucking game.
Yep. Tyreek Hill, 7 catches, 143 and a touchdown. He also did a backflip or
Yep.
front
Yep.
flip. He
Yeah,
did
did
some
some
flips.
Yeah.
Handspring.
Yeah.
Did a flip. Yeah.
And Jalen Waddle, 85 yards and a touchdown.
Dude,
Yep.
despite losing this though, if I'm a Bears fan,
You gotta feel good.
that's I mean, and you got to feel like kind of really, because this kind of game for Justin Fields is like, it's not just, hey, he might be, like it's not like, oh, he scored 2 touchdowns in the
it's like,
air.
hey guys.
Yeah, is it,
Oh
hey,
fuck! Sorry, I'll let you finish your thought.
yeah. Well, no, I was gonna say, like, it's not like he scored 2 touchdowns and he ran it in the red zone or something and got another 50 yards on the ground. Like, this is a real. I mean, this is a hardcore.
No,
he
I
had
know
a
what you
great
mean. It's
game.
like it's something that in his brain reestablishes that, oh, I'm that dude mentality that
Right.
kind of like knock the fuck out of you when you get to the NFL.
Yeah, and that's a serious showing of like an incredible performance. I mean, better than I think any of the other the QBs of that class. Like single game. I don't think anybody's had a better single game, right? Zach Wilson,
he just
Mac
looked
Jones.
in control so much of the time, which was so impressive. Like he just looked like he knew what to do.
Yeah,
I need to do my weekly, like, there was that one play. Like, unfortunately, the Bears were driving to win, and they got absolutely shafted by a no call on pass interference.
Oh yeah, the Claypool
Basically,
one.
Yeah, Claypool was up. He did his patented Claypool, I'm not gonna really put my arms out, which is sorry, Bears fans, he's gonna do that a lot. But regardless of that, the Miami players literally just bear hugged and pulled him away from the ball, like blatantly just interfered in every way, and they didn't get the call, which is just like, what's the fucking point, man? Like, but yeah, that was bad. Gotta mention that.
If the Bears had won this game, it would have been an exclamation point on Justin Fields' like record, and it's cool to see him finally start doing what like they got him to do. But when your quarterback is rushing for more yards and passing, that's normally not a good thing. Like normally, this is an anomaly waiting to happen.
Yeah, I'd say this is like Lamar Jackson levels.
No, but see, here's the thing. I think
Michael Vick levels.
Well, no, but see, here's the thing. The past like 5 years, I think there's like been a bit of a paradigm shift in the NFL in that like what QBs are kind of starting to do is young QBs that don't have, that obviously can't compete at the highest level passing in the league against all the veterans and veteran corners and safeties and whatever. They're using their running game in the first couple of years to kind of offset their, deficiencies in the passing game. And we've seen this with like, I think now Justin Fields, but like not just him, like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, even Mahomes to a lesser degree, ran more when he was younger. I think this is kind of starting to happen more where like if you have a young QB, he can kind of start and make like make some serious yards and points by just using their legs and running a bit, but only the first couple of years, and then it's just kind of like a weapon in the back pocket, Josh Allen doesn't run nearly as much as he used to, right?
Yeah, I think even even you go back like early 2000, like 2010, you could see like Russell Wilson would do it more, Aaron Rodgers would scramble more, but then obviously you get old and then you just become more of a pocket guy.
Yeah, and I think a lot of the QBs coming out of college, like almost all of the ones that are top picks these days, are not, old school pocket passers. They're, dual threat QBs, right? Because they can run a little bit while they're still kind of bad at passing, I think.
Yeah. I do think they also changed their offensive scheme. I think they were like, what if we just try to do what Justin Fields is good at? And I think that made a huge difference. So I mean, overall, it's that picture I liked of like the 3 and 6 guys on a bus, and one's the Bears looking out, and they're like, "Wow, this bus ride's great." And then there's the Packer one, and they're like, "Yeah." It's yeah.
This is 2 out of 3 weeks that we've had to explain our own meme jokes.
That is correct.
Yep.
So then we had Seahawks Cardinals.
All right, this is going to start the streak of 3 of the worst games of football for me to watch. These next 3 games were all miserable experiences to witness.
I don't
in
know
different ways.
Why anybody picked the Cardinals this game.
I can tell you why I picked the Cardinals this game. And that's because they have an offense that should be able to score points. Yes. And they just can't. They're being held back by their coaches. Like, as far as I'm concerned, that there's way too much talent on this team, just like the other 7 teams that we've mentioned. You have Kyler Murray, you have James Conner, you have fucking DeAndre Hopkins. You have a reasonable defense that shouldn't be giving up this many points either. Like, I don't consider the Cardinals defense to be terrible, but they're having terrible games. There's too much talent on this team.
The second worst defense in terms of points per game.
And how they do not have the second worst squad, I would say.
Not at all. They have one of the most talented rosters in the fucking league. In the NFC for sure.
It is mind-numbing how bad this team is, and there has to be a change in the near future. And by near future, I mean like today. Maybe in an hour. Fire this coach. Like he's not proven him that he can handle this team, and they are in a window where I think they should be good, and they're not, and that's a huge problem.
Yeah,
like they've just. Sorry,
Seattle was marching down the field. They scored 14 points in the fourth quarter. Like the Cardinals had a chance to like get into this game and make it competitive, and then credit to it's Geno season. Sorry, everyone, come on, it's Geno season. Credit to him. He was making the right throws. He looked good, but like he was throwing to wide open receivers, and you're gonna hear me say that again next game when we cover that fourth quarter. But he was throwing to essentially wide open receivers by like good 5-6 yard chunks. Like it was not a challenge for him, but kudos to him for doing it. But good God, like these schemes or these coaching, I just can't handle it, man. It's so bad to watch.
The Cardinals have really taken the hold my beer approach to the Ravens fucking up the fourth quarter, because like it's happened so frequently for this team. That Vikings game last week, this game, they nearly threw it away against the Saints despite picking off fucking who was it? Dalton, right? Yeah, Dalton.
Yeah.
Twice for 14 points before the half. Like they continue to collapse, and just like you said, dude, like there's no reason at all that this team should not be getting 30 points a game. Like they are mind-blowing as far as their ineffectiveness.
I saw a tweet that they are frustratingly bad because they shouldn't be this bad.
Yeah. They should be good.
They should be.
They should be, yeah. They're not.
But they're not. They're decisively not. Like, they're dependably not. And it's ridiculous.
If you would like to know a fun stat.
Okay.
Okay.
I already hate this so much.
Yeah. Well, Bear, you got to bring up the stat truck more. Now
I guess so. Are they competing?
It seems like it.
The top 3 teams with the most penalties. Number 1...
Neither of the teams are going to be in this top.
Number 1, the Denver Broncos.
Yes.
Nice.
Number 2, the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay.
And number 3, the Arizona Cardinals.
Oh, wow, a relevant stat.
Look at
He's a wild card.
It must have not come from the ship.
Yeah, that's from a dinghy behind it.
The 2 most penalized teams. But this game, Seattle, only 6 penalties, 34 yards. Cardinals, 12 penalties, 77 yards.
Hey. That's not good.
That's not good.
Checking in with the stat truck. That is, in fact, bad.
No, thank you, stat
Was this the
truck.
game that the Cardinals were getting false starts at a home game, like bad false starts? I think that was the thing that was happening too.
Yeah.
if I remember it correctly.
There
And
it
then the
is.
announcers even like called it out. They're like, "You're at home. This shouldn't be happening."
They're just poorly coached. They're not great.
On the other side, it's Geno Smith.
Yeah, Geno
season. It really fucking is, though.
It
Like,
actually
I
is.
want to keep reiterating that it
It's
actually
not a
is.
meme. It's legit.
Yeah.
This
might
dude
be,
is
but, like,
lighting it up.
But, like, hang
Also,
on, it might be Kenneth Walker the third season though.
Also true. He
That
is
too.
so
That
good.
too.
Can I just mention this, because this is actually insane. The Cardinals acquired Robbie Anderson. Remember that?
Oh, right. Yeah.
Over 3 games, he has 1 reception for -4 yards, a big drop, and a false start that nullified a Hopkins touchdown.
Yep.
Oh,
he's
that's
been truly awful. Yeah.
That's not good.
That's bad. Continue.
Geno Smith, 26 and 34, 275, 2 touchdowns and a pick. I don't remember what happened with the pick, but
It was the pick six. It was pretty bad.
Okay.
I momentarily said Geno season was canceled when that happened.
Well, he gets his blips every now and then.
Yeah. But actually, that makes it so much worse for the Cardinals. You had another game with defensive points. Your offense can't score shit. What is
Kenneth
happening?
Walker, though, man. Kenneth Walker with 26 carries, dude. That's a lot of faith to put in that kid. I love to see it.
He's doing it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Big plays.
I mean,
109
the whole
yards, 2 TDs.
whole Seahawks offense is like gelling together right now this year.
Yeah.
Lockett and Metcalf are doing well. Like they were having a shaky start this year, but they're starting to look just like themselves again.
Noah
Yeah.
Fant
Are we
from
all
the
pretty
Broncos.
committed to the idea that Russell Wilson was actually the problem?
Yeah, that
It
is
kinda
actually what we
seems
did.
like it.
I don't even know if I'd go that far. Like, he clearly has seen better days now, but is Geno just like pretty good? I feel like
I think it is.
Geno definitely, like, both are true, but I think Russell may have just been a problem. I think players just don't want to play for him. He's just a void, and effort just gets sucked into it.
I will say, like, we only have like half a year of Russell Wilson being bad, so like we shouldn't make any sweeping statements. However, I will make the sweeping statement that Geno's season is on for eternity, from now until the end of time. It is Geno's season.
It's Geno's season.
But no, seriously, like he is playing really well, and the way that he is playing well, like if you're watching those games, it's like it doesn't seem like it's a fluke kind of thing. He's making the right decisions, the right reads. He's making multiple reads. He's looking off safeties. He's hitting accurate passes. And like I know you were saying like wide open, like he was hitting a lot of wide open passes, but even like he had that one touchdown at the back of the end zone in this game where it was perfect. I mean, it was perfect. It went exactly above the hands of the defender into the hands of his receiver. I forgot who caught the ball, who caught it at and toe tapped at the back edge of the end zone. And,
Lockett, I think.
Right, yeah.
I think that was Lockett.
And I mean, he's just playing super well. And the rest of the offense is playing really well too, which I think is like partly due to the fact that they're also a little surprised that Geno's doing so well. You know, and they wanna fight harder for him. So, I mean, this is a team that seems bound for the playoffs right now, right? I mean, that'll be kind of interesting, isn't it?
I mean, it's down to the Seahawks and the 49ers, and I think they both are gonna make it, honestly.
Yeah.
But Rob, would you say that they miss Russell Wilson?
Well, obviously, right now, no. But I mean, I think long term, Russell Wilson will bounce back. But I also think long term, I don't think they're going to be that sad that they found Geno Smith is that good, you know? And I think he's going to keep being this good because like I said, the ways that he's good doesn't seem, he's not like bombing it and then, you know, making it on miracle 50-50 balls into triple coverage, right? You know, he's making the right reads and stuff. And I don't know. I think he's going to continue to be good.
That throw we mentioned was to Metcalf, by the way, speaking of 50-50. So the 50-50 on which one that was, and I guessed wrong.
Yeah, right. Yeah, fair, yeah.
Speaking of the 50-50 teams, the Rams and the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
That good? Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
How the fuck do you have
man
that offense and score 13 points?
Yeah.
That's unacceptable.
This is
bad.
Like what we've been saying about this Rams team all year, though, especially with an injured Cup. Like they don't have a lot of ability to do anything at this point.
Okay. There was a moment.
Got 127 and a touchdown.
Yeah, no, Cup. Yeah, it was if that's injured Cup, I don't want to see punished Cup, dude. No, but there was a point in this game where the Bucs did their Bucs thing, were unable to do anything, and the Rams got the ball back. You're up 4 points. Okay, it's the fourth quarter. It's pretty I think it was halfway through the fourth quarter. You get one good drive here, even if it's just a field goal. You just burn like 4 minutes off the clock. Just go down the field, get a field goal at the worst. And you put the game away more than likely. More than likely you put the game away. I've never seen a more pathetic fucking attempt at a drive in my entire life. I typed it into the football chat. I remember the 3 plays. It was a run for -3 yards, was play 1. Play 2 was a jet sweep for -2 yards. And play 3 was a Matthew Stafford sack for -2 yards. That was their game-winning, game-cementing drive. That is fucking pathetic for the Super Bowl champion Los Angeles Rams. That's awful.
So I feel like I have not seen literally any mention of this at all, so I'm going to go ahead and bring it up. Is there any possibility that Mr. McVay may have something to do with this inability for the offense to move the ball at all? Do y'all still have a lot of faith in the young guy, or is he, maybe not dealing with the pressure of a losing situation so well?
Yeah, what's the magic say, Rob?
What's the coin say about Sean McVay?
Well, I mean, he spent a lot of magical power on that Super Bowl. I mean, he might have.
He sure did.
For the rest. I mean, I don't know. The thing is, like, head coaching wise, sometimes this happens, right? Like, where, you could think of, I don't know.
You could
Mike
think
an
of
example.
Well, Mike McCarthy, McCarthy in Green Bay.
That
right?
actually is a good example.
Yeah.
Won a Super Bowl and then stayed on for many years, and maybe it didn't really, nothing really happened. That's happened to some head coaches, like, and maybe this is the start of that for McVay. However, it's also important to note, magically considering, that it tends to be that teams kind of get cursed after their Super Bowl run. I feel like
Rob, I like your magical example bicycle that you're riding here. I like it.
Oh, there's a magical bicycle. Does it have stats in it? This bicycle?
No, it's yours. It's all yours.
Okay, I like it. I'm into this.
I tried to find something, and I did say
stop.
All right, fine. You know,
I'm sorry. No, you can keep having fun with it.
Can't interrupt the coach like that, Bear.
I'm being mean. I apologize.
Well, apparently, I was like, maybe the Rams Reddit will have some sort of explanation. So I went there, and they were talking about the offensive line carousel, and it appears that since week 1, they have not had the same offensive line out there really at all. So I think
they had a graphic that, like for 8 straight weeks, they've had a different line.
Yeah.
That's wild, actually.
So
that's pretty fucked. Yeah.
That's usually one of the strongest things for an offense is having the offensive line stability, because it obviously makes your run game better, your pass game better, it makes everything better. So when that's kind of floundering, it's bad.
And that carousel allowed Vita Vea to go absolutely ham in this game. It was great. He was tearing it up in the second half. He had 2 sacks, and the offense is still ass. Like it's just bad, really bad. And I don't know what Fournette's talking about. I don't know why he's pissed off, because he got 9 carries for 19 yards. So Lenny, until you do something, you don't get to complain about like your workload. You got to run better. You just got to run better. And there's so many. I still don't know what the miscommunication is going on with Tom and the other receivers. Like I still to this day do not know why we still prioritize Scotty Miller over anyone else on the field. Yes, he was our leading receiver, but he had 53 yards. He drops just the most insanely easy to catch balls that we have. And also, by the way, Mike Evans, you got to start catching the ball, son.
Ones, yeah.
Catch the ball.
He's not looking too good this year, dude. I don't know what's going on with him. Yeah.
I don't know what the miscommunication is.
You should get rid of them. Give them to the Packers. See what happens.
Nope.
I don't think that would even help.
So
it probably would.
I only picked the Rams just so like it was a win-win situation for Pick'ems. But I'm happy that the Bucs won. We're still in first technically in the NFC South, and we'll probably end up still winning the division.
First?
No, I don't, Bear. I don't.
Here's the thing,
58 attempts.
Come playoff
that's
time.
ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, we were talking about that while the game was happening, is that he was close to the record of most attempts in a game.
No, that was Mahomes. That was the other game.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Tom Brady passed like 100,000 yards, which is insane.
Yeah, 100,000 yards. Only person to do that.
Yeah.
It probably helps that he's been doing it for over 20 years.
It's 87, yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
I already see it coming. The Buccaneers are gonna like go 6 or 7 wins. They're gonna like win the division.
I know, it's kind of annoying.
They're gonna go
You're
up
damn
against
right.
some they're gonna beat whoever, some random ass NFC
Vikings
team.
just to piss me off.
They're gonna beat the Vikings. They're just gonna go on a run.
But
Tom
Bears,
Brady's
it's
dark
Tom.
magic.
I don't
It's
care
wrong.
anymore. He's got enough.
He
That
doesn't have
7 is
enough.
plenty.
No, he needs more. He needs more.
I'm calling it now, man. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. I've seen this.
Go Bucs.
No.
Yeah. So, then
Yep.
we had the I lost my list.
Kansas City
Sunday night
Chiefs.
game.
Kansas City
And
Chiefs and Tennessee Titans.
So this is the one that Rob was just mentioning, where Patrick Mahomes was 2 pass attempts away from tying the all-time record for most attempts in a game.
Yeah.
Really weird to have
68.
446 yards and only score 20 points. Can we mention
Yeah.
that? It doesn't really make sense either.
43 completions and 1 touchdown.
I mean, all things considered, attempting 68 passes, and I mean, look, 446 yards is a lot of yards, but for 68, for almost tying the record of attempts, it's kind of low, right? I mean, you would think it would be higher.
Well,
than that.
that's like slightly over 10 yards per completion, right? So yeah, that's not extremely high. It's not low either.
On the other side, the Titans completed 5 passes.
Yeah, Malik Willis. He's young, so I'm definitely not going to fault him that hard.
Yeah.
But he looked awful.
Yeah.
Like bad.
He's also not supposed to play yet.
Yeah,
No.
Play yet.
I need to get my rant out of the way here for this game, because this game probably pissed me off more than any other game. There was a very troubling trend in this game with the referees.
Yeah.
Like we talk about, like, you know, when like refs make like an egregious call, right? Like they get a call so horribly wrong, and we're like, oh, like that's just that. And they go, oh, are they getting paid off? You know, are they just bad? Like, I actually don't think that happened this game. Everyone kind of points to the Kelsey penalty, the bear hug, when he rips his helmet off kind of deal. Not to mention there was another play where Kelsey took his helmet off, which was heavily penalized by the Panthers the previous week, and he didn't get penalized for that either.
I saw the thing where he like gets his helmet ripped off, the Titan dude from Kelsey, and like at very worst, it should be like an offset penalty.
It should have been offsetting. No, it definitely should have been offsetting. They both were committing a penalty for sure. Yeah, Kelsey was committing like 3 penalties. He was illegal hands to the face, holding, face mask, unsportsmanlike, whatever you want to say. Like he had all of them, man. But no, that's not the problem I had with this game. The problem I had with this game was that there was a clear shift in the balance between the two teams. Like, we want to see one of two things from the refs. We want to see the refs either let them play or call everything. You need to do one or the other. You need to be consistent with both, right? Because it's definitely annoying when they call everything. But if they're fairly calling everything, then it's fine. In the same way that if they're letting them play, it's fine. In this game, it was 2 different stories. The Titans were getting called on penalties that, you know, if the refs are being that call everything ref crew, then yeah, they should have been called. But the Chiefs were not. They were letting the Chiefs play. They were letting the Chiefs hold pretty bad on offense. And I wouldn't have had a problem with it if it was not being called on the Titans. They were getting called for very ticky-tacky holds and stuff. And it's just like, if we're going to introduce sports betting into the world of football, as you know, insanely as they have these past years, it's going to make these situations look way worse. Because in the past, we were just like, oh, these refs, they suck. These refs are bad. They're shit. But now it's like, okay, how much did MGM/DraftKings put into this one?
Yeah,
like it's funny because they actually had this happen in the NBA last night, where it was like a real bad call, and then John Morant said the referee he got a technical because he was like, "Yo, man, you playing FanDuel?"
I love that, man. I want to piggyback on this too, because I want to make a point about that. I hate how quickly they went from having banned all of the incorporation of sports gambling into the broadcast and into like the game itself, to the complete fucking opposite. It sucks.
Moved a team there.
Like I gamble. I'm not
booth.
I'm not against it. Like, I literally made mention of a bet that I placed earlier in the show today, but like they're so fucking egregious with it. It sucks so much.
Yeah,
it really does.
Well, I mean,
you don't like Kevin Hart barking at you every 2 commercials?
Every goddamn ad, man.
God,
oh my god.
And here's the thing: to Apollo's point, like it you don't actually require like well, first, you don't require any kind of like formal conspiracy for refs taking part in betting to take place, right?
Yeah.
They're just incentivized to do so.
Yeah.
Right. So so just for the sake of like, you know, making more money in America is a good thing for your life generally, right? Like so you don't need a formalized conspiracy for that to happen. And on top of that, there's a long history of this happening in not just football, but in a bunch of other sports too.
There's a history of like an actual conspiracy level organized version of it happening in the NBA.
Yeah, and there is a history of this conspiracy, actually a formalized conspiracy happening through organized crime and various organizations through like the Italian mafia across a long period of time.
Well, that's the thing is we've moved from conspiracy to just like, okay, this is probably happening now. Because in the past, I think it's a lot harder to rationalize it when there isn't sports betting involved. But now that it's so blatantly everywhere, it's a lot harder to look away. It was way harder.
Yeah. Well, and important to note that, like, you know, in underground gambling circles, which make a lot of fucking money, it's not like NFL was banned. There, like, you could still bet on NFL games. You just couldn't do it through legal official channels. And I mean, like, you know, and here's the thing too, right? It's not about the outcomes of games either. It's about the spread. And they that's where they make the most money, is making sure it is that nobody's beating the spread. Or whatever. I don't know.
I remember being like 10 years old. My dad watching football. He's like, they're covering the spread. They're just covering the spread.
Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, and look, that when you have a situation like this game where the penalties are, like, you know, particularly punitive on one team and kind of lenient on the other, that's what it looks like. What's happening is they're covering the spread.
It's just it's not fun to watch either. It's just not.
Just
so
like
I know
how
Mr.
it's
Goodell
not
tunes
fun
in. I'd
to
just like
watch.
for him to like pay attention this one time to our request. Just like, if you could just cut down on the betting involvement and the refereeing, that would be best.
And another like really serious request.
Or have a sky
Oh, sorry.
giant.
What was that, Bear? I couldn't hear you over the sound of the cash register.
No. If we're gonna ask for that, like, I want to ask for one more thing. If the Chiefs are playing on Sunday night, Collinsworth can't cast the game. He can't. He's not allowed.
You know,
It's hard enough to watch, you know, a bad game like this. It's so much harder to watch Collinsworth speak while Mahomes' dick is just halfway down his throat. It is.
I don't think the NFL is in charge.
They can do whatever they want. They could. I feel like they probably have some kind of leeway that they can be like, NBC, you pull them out of there for those games. Even Chiefs fans are saying it, dude. Even Chiefs fans are tired of him talking about Mahomes all the damn time.
I think it's because, look, I have long held that. I've actually kind of. I don't hate Chris Collinsworth as much these days, but I did for a long time, because that's how he used to be with Tom Brady all the goddamn time, and when he was on the Patriots, and it was just the goddamn worst. It's just the worst.
I don't think he's a bad commentator. Like, in general, it's just whenever it's Mahomes or Brady or something, he will
Rodgers.
not.
He loves Rodgers, which I don't mind, because you know, I was watching, but you don't notice it as much when you're just like, I like Aaron Rodgers too.
It falls apart too, because there was a point when he was doing his fucking, like, can you believe this guy? Like, can you believe that? Like, look at him. Like, he's like, I swear, like, I'd have his kids, and then literally the next play he threw a bad interception. And it just, like, the illusion just shatters instantly when that happens.
Well, they did move the Chiefs Chargers game to that spot instead of the Bengals Steelers, which I would rather watch the Chiefs Chargers than the Bengals Steelers.
I agree with you in terms of quality of game, but I would rather not have to listen to Collinsworth go on about the Chiefs.
Yeah, which that's November 27th. They also, I don't know what other games they could have put there, but whatever.
That's
I don't care.
Thanksgiving week, so they can't put the Dallas or the Detroit game that week.
Yeah.
Malik Willis' stats were so bad that NFL.com just refused to put passing stats for the Titans.
Yeah.
Dude,
well, I
actually,
mean,
that's
really,
been a problem for fucking years for that website. Which
It
is,
actually is.
I don't know. It should be embarrassing for them, honestly.
I mean, how long did
Their
it take him
official
to list Mike White on the website?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
No, it's like, it literally is week to week. I actually don't look at their stats anymore, because it's just like they just invisible like half the league.
Well,
all
to
the
be
time.
fair, Malik Willis was pretty bad. They
Yeah,
were
sure,
1 of 11 on third down. He was 5 of 16, 80 yards. He did run for 40, so that's good. But overall,
I mean, he's not supposed to play this year. He just
I'm
unfortunately
definitely not going to write him off.
You know what the insane part is, though? Is that the Titans still almost want, like, this is how good Derrick Henry is. Like, Derrick Henry and probably their offensive line for, helping him, but like they know what they're going to do. They're going to run the ball with Derrick Henry. They literally can't throw the ball, and it doesn't matter. Like, he still gets 100 yards.
Yeah.
It's insane.
He's insane. I'm glad he's had been having good games, because I feel like at the start of the year he wasn't really doing much.
Yeah, he's definitely getting back to form.
I mean, if the Titans didn't have a 9% third down efficiency conversion rate, then they probably would have won this game.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's no Colts level, but hey.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Not everybody can aspire to such heights, you know?
Yeah.
Speaking of aspiring to such heights, I don't know. The Baltimore Ravens
that works. That's fine. Yeah.
and the New Orleans Saints. This game was kind of boring.
This game sucked.
This game did kind of suck.
It
It felt like the entire first half was just the Ravens just having the ball. And I hated it because I needed Alvin Kamara to get 25 points, and he did not get 25 points.
Yeah, I needed Taysom Hill to get 30, which is more of an indictment on me than anything.
He barely got 25 yards, Coach.
You're telling me 38 minutes time of possession compared to 22 is a good thing?
That is rough.
Yeah, again, we mentioned that on the Quick Snap, which you should tune into the Quick Snaps immediately following Sunday and Thursday games. But
Nice pair. Nice.
Thank you. The third quarter was basically all Ravens as well. Like, they had one drive that I think went maybe 8 or 9 minutes to begin the second half, which that sucks the soul out of any opposing team. Like, they don't get a chance to come back if the other team doesn't give them the friggin' ball.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's been the Ravens' thing for the past couple, basically since they changed their offense for, to build around like the running power of Lamar Jackson. Their team has been really good at that, of just like dominating the time of possession. And like good running teams generally do, but the fact that like Lamar Jackson is such a threat as a runner, in addition to their running game and his passing, like it leads to them doing things like this. I mean, that's just wild. 38 minutes.
We can talk about it in like every single fucking week, I'm sure, but I feel it just bears repeating for this game in particular. He's a goddamn magician when it comes to getting away from the rush, dude. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, he made
it's
some
so fun to watch.
One, he like dodged like 2 tackles and he threw it like sidearm and like wobbled to the running back. It was insane.
Unbelievable, man.
He's so good. He
Also,
really is.
Harbaugh was. I guess they asked Harbaugh about the contract situation. He was pretty much like he's gonna get his money. Like,
thank fucking God! Oh my!
God.
I mean, it would be absurd. It would be
really ridiculous.
It would be ridiculous.
I think it'd be funny.
I know. Shout out
Kenyon
Kenyon Drake too with the 24 and 2 TDs.
Kenyon Drake, huge game.
He's having himself a resurgence now that Gus Edwards is done.
And
absolutely.
I think big shout out Justin Houston, 2.5 sacks and an interception.
Big game for 50.
Huge.
Yeah, and of course we talked about it on the Quick Snap, like Bear mentioned. Roquan Smith also had a hell of a game as well.
Yeah.
The Ravens are starting to peak at the right time, even though they're Lamar's stats aren't impressive, but they're good enough to just continue to win. But let's also be clear, the Saints are horrible.
Yeah,
they
they're not good.
looked completely lost in the second half. I mean, the first half was bad too, but they had opportunities to come back in this game, and they just could not make anything happen. Chris Olave is looking pretty good. That's a little bright spot. Well, there's a lot of little tiny bright spots for these bad teams, at least. Like, very few teams are just completely dead in the water with no hope at all. Like, the Saints are looking pretty bad, but Chris Olave is pretty damn good. So that's, they've got something to build around at least.
Yeah, I do like Olave. I like Drake London as well from the Falcons.
Atlanta, but overall the Ravens just dominated this game.
Absolutely.
And
your pick was cursed by Randy locking this game.
That's true.
Yeah.
And that's this week's Games Invicta Power Rankings.
Thank you, Coach Krendor. Power rankings. Here we go. We've got ourselves a new record for a particular team, which we will get to in a moment. But first, as always, thank you to Dan Hanzus, or Hanzus, as Bear likes to call him.
I believe, actually.
Dan
Sorry.
Ziaus, from NFL.com.
I just like to call him Zeus, personally.
For contributing to the podcast. Really appreciate it, Dan. Love the work. Keep going, buddy. Mm-hmm. Here's your top 5 for the power rankings, starting with Robert, also known as Rock Hard Rob. Alpaca Patrol is Italian on the internet.
They call me all of those things. That's all in quotes.
Yeah,
like Gandalf. The Eagles.
Yeah. Bear.
Give me the Bills.
Yeah. Coach.
Give me the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Man, it always gets hard down here. I give me the
Yeah.
Cowboys.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Rob for the dunk.
Oh boy.
I know what I'd put in the fifth slot, but I don't think it's what Dan put in the fifth slot.
Yeah.
It's probably the 49ers.
Yeah, you're probably,
Oh, dude, I was supposed to make my midway power rankings next week. I'm making my power rankings.
It was even your stupid
fuck
idea
yeah.
that you It just shows you the reason why I was so nonchalant about that idea, by the
I completely
way.
forgot. I mean, I would put the Dolphins in there, but I was going to
say
in there.
I would say Dolphins. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was what I was gonna say.
Yeah, see, but that's what should be there.
I know.
No,
yeah.
I mean the thing that should be there is the Vikings.
No,
That's what I'm going to
he's
say
not.
is the Minnesota
Yeah,
Vikings.
see,
No,
he's
it
not.
should be
Yeah,
the- I think it should be the Dolphins.
All right.
And Coach Crendor.
Oh, I know what it is.
What is it?
I think it's. Oh, we didn't say Seattle already, did we?
It's not Seattle.
I think it's Seattle.
Is it
No,
Seattle?
It's gonna be the Ravens.
No, is it the
Is it-
Ravens?
it is the
Yeah,
Baltimore
right.
Ravens.
I told you.
yeah.
You guys somehow nailed it 1 through 4 and then stumbled on the
Well,
fifth
because
one.
we all agree that the Dolphins are better than the Ravens, right?
No.
We all agree on that?
No,
Here.
they're not.
I
The
agree
Eagles.
with myself and probably Bear that the
You're all
Vikings
wrong.
are
You're-
7-1.
You're
Yeah,
all wrong.
no, I'm
You're
with you
all-
on that,
All
100%.
wrong. Nope, you're
Yeah.
all wrong. It's the Eagles, the Bills, the Chiefs, the Cowboys not moving at all, Dan, and then the Ravens, Rob. The Ravens
Yeah.
leapfrogging over the San Francisco 49ers, who fell from 5th to 6th.
my
The Minnesota
fucking
Vikings
God.
Sixth?
sitting
Wow.
at
Damn
7th.
it, Dan.
Look, if Dan says a 4-4 team is better than a 7-1 team, you can't complain, Apollo.
That's not even what
Especially
I'm mad about. I'm mad about the
At least
Dolphins. Why
y'all
is he
don't agree
underrating
with
the
that, though,
Dolphins?
right?
no, you can't do it. Followed up by the Tennessee Titans, Bears, still in the top 10 of the power rankings.
There we go.
NFL.com power rankings. And then this one's just going to get spoiled. Thanks a lot, Dan. The New York Football Jets at number 9, Rob.
Oh.
Number 9.
Top 10, dude.
The first time ever being in the top 9, Robert. And then followed closely behind with the Seattle Seahawks. Now, here we go. The thinnest dink. This team has risen 5 meteoric spots, climbing all the way up the ranks. I can't give you the rank of them because it's just going to spoil it.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to give this to Robert Rock Hard Rob Alpaca Patrol.
All right.
Name this AFC 6-3 team.
All right, and I bet you it's in the AFC East. Is that
You can
right?
do it. You can do it, Rob. I
got
cannot
this,
give
Rob.
you any hints because that would make it too obvious.
Okay.
There's no way you can get this
You might
wrong,
know
man.
what this
All right.
one is,
I think I know
Rob.
who it is. I think I know who it
Jet
is.
green and white logo team.
All right, is it the Miami Dolphins?
He's done it. He has done it. The Miami New York Jets have done it. They have risen 5 spots from going from 14th all the way to 9th, Rob. So happy for you. Congrats. I'm going to put this right here on the fridge. The Jets, a week
Right there
after
up in the
disappointing
rafters.
loss to the Patriots, the Baby Jets put together their most complete effort of the season in an upset of the mighty Bills. The defense was again outstanding, forcing Josh Allen into 2 interceptions while regularly putting the heat on the star quarterback. Allen was sacked 5 times and fumbled twice, routinely harassed by a defense that rarely blitzed but kept getting home. Fittingly, Allen's desperation final heave in the final minute was swatted away by cornerback Sauce Gardner, playing like an all-pro in just 9 games into his career, Rob. Throw in a composed bounce-back performance by Zach Wilson, and this was close to a perfect game for Gang Green. Congrats, Robert.
Can I very quickly mention the Jets are 4-0 on the road?
Yeah.
Whoa.
You can. You can, Bear. You can.
Thank you. Thank you.
I think it's partly because our stadium stinks and like shit, and it's made of AstroTurf, and it injures everybody. So
Why don't they paint feces all over the seats?
I don't
before
know,
games? That
man.
doesn't
It's
seem like
a
a
wild-
good,
I don't- who
fan
makes
retention
that choice?
strategy. Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
Anyway, go ahead, Sid.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for the interjection. Here we go. This one goes to Coach Crendor and the rest of the podcast, really. Coach Crendor, starting with you.
Yeah.
When I said records, I meant records because not only did the Jets get to a record-setting spot of 9 spots, we've also had a record-setting amounts of fattest doinks.
Ooh, fun.
So we've had a total of 5 fattest doinks.
Wow.
5 teams have all gone down 3 spots on the power rankings, which I know doesn't sound like a lot. It's not about the weight. It's about how many of the weights.
How fat it is relative to the other doinks.
Coach Crendor, name one of these teams.
Supposed to have more than one?
I will give you I'll help you out.
I don't think he needs it in.
I will help you out, Coach.
Yeah.
The final rankings of these teams after falling. This is after falling 3 spots, okay?
Yeah.
This should help you here. All right?
Yeah.
The first team is currently sitting after falling 3 spots in the 18th spot. The next one is at the 20th spot. The third one is at the 22nd spot, and the fourth one is sitting at the 32nd spot.
Packers.
There's only 4 of them not falling.
Packers.
That is correct.
Yeah.
The Packers are sitting. Can you guess the spot, Coach?
I would guess 21.
Well, considering that that's not one of the ranks that I named, no, it would be the 22nd.
22nd.
The
That's what I
Packers
meant. Close
have
enough.
fallen from 19th to 22nd. Apollo, give me another one.
How about the Oakland Raiders?
That's not a team, but no.
That's a good point.
I thought
true.
you wanted a team. What, you want a spot? Wait, what?
No.
You said Oakland.
You said Oakland, yeah.
Oh. The San Diego Chargers. No, yeah, the Raiders, the Vegas.
That is still incorrect. The Raiders, the Raiders only fell 23rd to 24th spot, only 1 spot. Back up to Bear Taffy. Can you name another one, Bear?
Boy.
I'll give you a hint. One of them is in the NFC. The other ones are in the AFC.
How about the? No, they're not. They're already the Cardinals.
And the Cardinals only fell 1 spot, going from 22nd to 21st. The other fattest doinks here, besides the Packers, as we just mentioned, were the Los Angeles Rams.
That's what I was gonna say.
Going from 15th all the way down to 18th. It was the Packers going from 19th to 22nd. And then we had the not the Colts, surprisingly, the Panthers. The Panthers. I was hoping that you were going to look at the bottom of the power rankings charts, with the Panthers going from 29th to 32nd. And then finally, I just got to go back to Rob. I don't know why.
Yeah. Right.
Rob, this one's for you.
Okay.
Just because we had the Marcus Mariota connection that you have zero connection with.
Right.
True or false, Robert?
Yes.
The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are ranked above the Atlanta Falcons.
Oh.
They're both 4 and 5 and in the same division, Rob.
I mean, considering Dan Hanzous's typical predilections, I would say true. Well,
I don't know what you just said, but that is absolutely correct. The Bucs did go up 4 spots, almost getting the thinnest dink, climbing all the way from the 20th back up to the 16th spot. I still think that's kind of generous, Dan. And the Falcons, Rob, the Falcons stopped at 17th, 1 back behind the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 17th spot. And that is going to do it for the power rankings. Back up to everyone for bonus stats and pick'ems.
Well, I've got a stat ship stat coming in.
All right, here we go.
The most completed passes and the most pass attempts in the NFL belong to this quarterback.
Oh, it's like a what is this, a Jeopardy
trivia
thing now?
Yeah, no, it's a lot more fun as trivia. He's looking over here.
Tom Brady?
Correct. It's Tom Brady.
Hey.
Can I get a proper answer for him?
Yeah,
What
right.
is Tomothy Brady.
I believe he's
What is Tom Brady?
but
Yeah, we'll take whatever. That's fine.
I mean, I do kind of agree what is.
Yeah, he is. What is Tom Brady? Either way, there you go.
Thank you, coach's stats chip.
Click on bonus stats.
Bonus stats.
So, After
that sound.
Was Rob constipated or something?
he might be. So after this
water
week's
in my mouth.
pick'ems, I am 9-5. Another solid week for me. 10-4 is Sinvicta. 11-3 for Rob. Best of the
Wow,
week.
I'm proud of
Tied with
Very
the
fitting
Discord.
considering my lock.
Yeah,
Yep.
that Jets lock.
Tied with the Discord for this week. Bear 9-5, Apollo 9-5, and Randy 4-10. Oof,
Yikes.
big yikes.
Big yikes.
November
Yeah.
rain.
November rain.
Yeah.
I
Bear-
love the slash bear, dude. That's
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah,
There's
it's a Guns N' Roses reference, Coach.
Yes, I got that. Bear is now a career 14-1 on his November locks, the best single month lock record.
Wow.
Sinvicta
That seems pretty good.
and Discord both tend to struggle on locks in November. 7-11. Look at that. Just like the convenience store. Wow.
Oh, thanks,
I like-
Trendor. Yeah, is that what that is?
But we're going to hit up the stat ship for this one. 7-Eleven is a convenience
That's
store.
a stat truck. Yeah, that's a stat truck.
That's true.
I like that both me and Apollo were only mentioned once, and it was both highly negative.
Hey, you can't always be the feature. Come on.
Discord 3-7. By the by, Krendor is the best career numbers predicting teams coming off bye weeks. 81, 44, and 2. I just got to predict bye week teams every week.
Yeah.
And we got
There's six coming off the- yeah.
Let's go 6 this
Oh
week.
boy. But
Um,
your numbers are good, but I don't know if they're good enough to be like I'm gonna go with Krendor's feeling on this team.
I
coming off
might.
the bye.
I'm on the
I might,
rise,
though.
dude. Look at that.
I
Ever
mean,
since
definitely
week
not.
3 at my 0.35% win rate, I'm now almost 50%.
He's
I'm
going up.
skyrocketing.
I'm investing in Krendor.
Yeah, there you go. Then we had I got lost in the stat sheets.
Middle one.
Feels good to be home.
Feels good to be home.
I'm in
Historically,
the little house.
he does. Historically, Rob has been very successful locking home teams, 24-5, away
Now we're
27-17. Despite this, he's the only one who tends to lock away teams more frequently.
That is very funny.
Seems very fitting for
Rob.
my
Yep.
personality. Yeah, honestly.
A spotty start. Everyone is below 50% predicting the Jaguars so far this season. Rob, 4
You're not
5.
alone then, Apollo.
Sinvicta
Yeah.
4-5, Randy 4-5,
I'm
Bear
not
3-6,
alone.
Paul 3-6, Discord 3-6, Krendor 2-7.
Oh, there's a secret. Do you see
Yeah, that was hidden down there. It says they're only the second worst predicted team.
Oh.
The first
Oh,
has to be
first,
the Lions.
it's the Lions, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
100%,
Well,
dude.
What if it's like the Giants, though?
It's the Lions.
Yeah, it might be. You know what?
It's the Lions.
Well, no, because I mean, look, there have been a couple of you who have been falsely predicting the Lions, but I don't
Hey,
think
it finally worked out, though, for me at least.
It did work out, yeah. But I mean, but I feel like not all of us have been bad at predicting the Lions.
Yeah, I feel
been
like
pretty
all of
bad.
us have been bad at picking the Giants because we all didn't expect them to just
feel like-
keep winning over and over.
Or like the Seahawks or Broncos. Like I feel like those are contenders too.
Yeah, maybe.
The last time the Bills were locked against was November 4th, 2018, the second longest active streak. Apollo is now 0-2 in the lock showdowns this season, with both games ending 2017, Week 2 Bengals Cowboys.
Fucking Cooper.
What does that
gotta
mean?
sting, dude.
That was the game that after the Cowboys got fucking annihilated by the Bucs.
Oh, yeah.
And
That's right.
then Cooper Rush came in, and then the Bengals couldn't beat them.
Yep.
Wasn't that a lock
I'm-
showdown with Randy?
No, it was Bear.
No.
Oh, Bear. Okay.
Yeah, that one makes me. I'm actually still more mad about the Bengals Cowboys one than I am.
Who do you
the
think was the last time someone locked against the biggest active streak? It's got to be like the Chiefs or something,
It's the
right?
Chiefs, right? Yeah.
Yeah, certainly the Chiefs.
All
It's a
right.
good week for me. Good week for me.
There's your
Feels good.
bonus.
There was also mid-season bonus stats.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
there?
Yeah.
For the Discord.
Oh, yeah, there are.
Yeah.
They even have Josh Allen hurtling the Texans.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Paying the
He hurdled
Bills.
a man.
Bills are the most voted for team this season, receiving 1,062 of a possible 1,223
Yep.
votes. Texans are the least voted for at 14%, 14.1 to be
Yeah,
exact.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Bird Brains Discord has correctly predicted 7 straight Cardinals games. They're tied with the
Wow.
Eagles as the best predicted team this season, 8-1. Giants are the worst at 2-6.
Did they vote before us? Can we?
No, they
sit
vote
there?
after us.
Those bastards.
Yeah.
Discord has agreed with Sinvicta more than anyone else so far this season.
And look who they
86%.
disagreed with the most.
Randy, only 44%,
Well,
but then
besides
Apollo.
Randy.
No, it's clearly Randy,
is
dude.
a
That's
real
Randy, yeah. They hate
person.
Randy.
I'm just saying, there's a
Discord
reason I'm
and
winning
Randy.
still, all right?
You know, I've never seen my logo like substituted with the Discord logo, but I kind of dig it.
Yeah,
it's not
that's
bad.
pretty nice.
Yeah. It kind of looks like it's a toaster that's gone
Yeah,
wrong.
it's a toaster that
It
was
does
plugged in a
look
little
like
bit
a
too
toaster
long.
that's on
It
fire,
does.
yeah.
Overconfidence. Discord has been more successful when picking with 50-59% confidence than with 90-99%.
That's 40. That's a
wild.
great set.
That is pretty
It's
fun.
hilarious, actually.
And in 2 seasons of Discord voting, there have been 2,324 weeks of picks submitted and tracked. This is the equivalent
Wow.
of picking 129 seasons worth of games. Despite this, not a single person has achieved a perfect week.
It's so hard to
Wow.
do.
Yeah.
That's really
And
surprising.
it actually
yesterday
is.
was our best, or last week was our best chance because that was when the most teams weren't playing. Now
No,
now
this
people
is
are
our
coming
best
off the
chance.
bye
This is my
weeks.
bye week.
Okay.
This is when I pick
Right.
the best.
Yeah, good luck fucking picking Colts Raiders, dude.
Oh, that's easy. I got it.
And Krendor goes 4-10.
Here we go, pick'ems.
Remember, you might be able to have your pick'ems highlighted on this segment
That's
with our
right.
new Patreon
That's
goal
true.
for $10 a month.
Pick'ems.
Yeah. And also, we get a new thing. Whatever.
We'll talk about that more once we
Yeah,
actually
yeah.
get it all ironed
Exactly,
out.
yeah,
But yeah, that's gonna be a fun new thing. I'm excited for that.
Falcons, Panthers.
Falcons, obviously, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done picking the Panthers for the rest of the year. It's Falcons for sure.
Yeah, I know the last Falcons Panthers was close, but
It's true.
I gotta go with the Italian stallion, Marcus
Can't say this
Mariota.
anymore, Rob.
Who the hell
No,
is
he's
starting
an
for the
honorary
Panthers?
Italian.
He is. Yeah,
That's true.
he's got it.
I feel like there's a world where Baker Mayfield starts and randomly plays really good and the Panthers win,
He's
but
probably gonna start. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's gonna start today. Or
Yeah,
Panthers-
the-
The Panthers play very hard against the Falcons. Both of these teams, NFC South rivals.
Yeah.
One of them competing for the first place. This is a must-win for the Falcons, which is why the Panthers are going to win.
wow.
Whoa, I'm
The 1v4 for
taking
Cine V, the rare 1v4 for Cine V.
Yeah, I'm taking the Falcons.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
I'm
Okay,
gonna
I
stick
thought
with
that was
the
Panthers.
Falcons.
Yeah, Falcons.
No. Seahawks, Bucs.
Geno season.
Yep, Geno season.
So we are ignoring a very key fact about this game.
Oh, it's in
This
Germany.
game is
It's
taking
in
place in
Germany.
Germany.
Germany. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay. That is a big
Time
factor.
zones.
This is actually significantly worse for the Seahawks because they're going across an extra 3 time zones.
Yeah.
What is Tom Brady's record in Germany? Does anybody have that stat available? Does the stat ship
I don't
have
think
that?
there's ever been a
Oh.
football
Considering
game in
this is
Germany
the first
before.
time that there's ever
Well,
been
maybe
a football
Brady
game.
has made an attempt to go play a football game
You know
in
what?
Germany. You know, he's
Well,
got to
yeah,
be
he
one of the
could've-
most prepared quarterbacks out there. He can
Well,
play
you're
in
not-
any country.
You're not looking for attempts of playing in Germany, Barry. You were asking for
So
wins.
here's the thing.
All right,
This
you're
is
right, you're right.
8:30 a.m. Yeah, and Apollo's right. Like Seahawks, this is like it is super early for them from the West Coast. Like,
This is a
You think
nightmare.
they're gonna be fucking sleepy?
yeah, dude, like Tom
Yeah,
Brady,
they-
he's already
they
eating
complain
like
about the
lunch at
London
this
games all
point
the
with his
time.
Brady diet.
Yeah, so it depends. So like I know that like some teams go early, and that I know that
Accommodate
that
for the jet lag. Yeah.
yeah, like some teams.
I think
go a
this is an
couple days in
impossible
advance, but-
game to predict because of the
Yeah.
Germany thing.
You know what? I'm taking the Buccaneers.
I thought I might do that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna take the Bucs. Oh, I hate it though.
Yeah.
It's
Go
Geno
Bucs.
season.
Go Bucks. Also, I have my stat
Okay.
van.
Oh,
Here.
come
There's a- okay,
You had all show to think of. You had all summer.
Here we go. Pete Carroll uses one word to describe playing in Germany. Can anyone guess it? Robert.
Lederhosen.
No, this guy. This is why this is my guy right here,
I
man.
like it.
Krendor?
Virtual high five.
I'm gonna say, oh god, it's got to be a German word, right?
Lederhosen. Lederhosen.
Just say
You
leader.
already got it right.
Wunderbar.
He probably said
And
stupid.
Apollo.
Did he say stupid?
Stupid. That's
I know you have
He
other
said
things.
stupid.
No, the word Pete Carroll used to describe playing in Germany was honor.
What?
Oh, that's a little monkey-ass.
That's kind of fucking, yeah, I don't like that, Pete Carroll.
Yeah, he said it's an honor to play in Germany, and that doesn't
wait.
for.
that's completely.
You definitely made it seem like you might have been a Nazi sympathizer for like a
Also,
second.
should have been Wunderbar. Not Wunderbar.
Yeah, believed in
Wunderbar.
pride, and he wanted to. Yeah,
He said honor, Rob. Honor.
Yeah.
So anyway, we all pick. Everybody pick.
Wait, no, I haven't. Have I picked? Shit.
I don't know, man. This show's been going for like 4 hours.
Let's get its normal 2-hour rate.
Yeah, I'm Seahawks.
Lions, Bears.
Bears.
Oh, you've all made the mistake.
Able to pick the Bears here.
You've all made the mistake of forgetting this is a rivalry game.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
I
Yeah,
mean, it's
I'm
it's divisional.
I
It
picked
is
the Lions
divisional.
last week, man.
Big
both
I'm not doing it again.
Lions win. I'm going
No.
Lions.
No.
All right,
Wow.
now's the
Holy
time
shit.
when we stop listening to Coach again.
They've always played the Bears.
He's on the
close.
rise.
I think the Lions or Dan
but neither-
Campbell's just he went home, he had a beer. He said he was stressed. He had to go home and have a beer. I think he's done that. Now he's caffeinated again. I think they're ready.
Yeah, but neither of these teams are off a bye, man. You're out of your element.
That's true. But that's why I'm falling back on the Lions.
All right.
Browns, Dolphins.
I am gonna lock the
I
Miami
was
Dolphins.
not. I would not mind locking the Miami Dolphins
I'm
either.
gonna lock the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, you go ahead and lock those Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, I'm thinking the Dolphins.
11 game suspension.
The Dolphins are absurdly underrated.
Yeah, no, I'm taking the Dolphins. Yeah, definitely.
All right.
Did Sim make
Yep.
the pick?
I said
He
Dolphins.
did.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, that's Dolphin sweep.
Broncos, Titans.
Titans.
This is close to a lock too, honestly.
I don't know.
Is Tannehill back?
I don't know if he's
Oh
back.
right, yeah, I forgot Tannehill's out. Fuck.
Yeah.
Is he out still?
I don't know.
Tannehill injury status. Injury update. No, that's no week 9. I don't give a fuck about week 9. What the hell, man?
Pass. That's over. That's done.
Week 10.
You got it.
No,
There it is.
Injury.
Usually, I just type the name and then go to the news feed.
Waiting for Apollo's stat food truck to get.
I mean,
here.
this does have a.
I've got like a
impact.
stat cart, man. I can't even find the damn stat, man.
He's got a stat bike.
Yeah.
no,
I got-
Rob has the magical bike.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
well,
no,
I
sure.
don't know, man. I
Mike
still like the
Vrabel-
Titans here.
They've ruled out 3 players ahead of their week 10 contest against the Saints. Wait, what?
Yep.
3 mystery players.
2021? Okay, I can't win. They
Dude,
gave me
how
a
are you
couple
so
from
bad
2021.
at this?
I just googled Ryan Tannehill injury status week 10. Nothing's coming up, man.
Just Google Ryan Tannehill.
All right, so all of us have a stat vehicle except Apollo can't find his. He
I don't
does
know how to
not
drive,
have
man.
I changed mine to the stat rickshaw. That's mine.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
No one
I-
else has found it.
I don't
I
even
haven't
care.
started yet. I just started now.
I
I'm gonna
don't
see
even
if I can
care
do it.
starting. I'm going Broncos.
Oh man! Wow. Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna go Chiefs. Or not. Sorry, Chiefs. I'm gonna go
Chiefs.
Titans.
Well, that would be
Lost,
good.
I think.
Try that out. Yeah. I'm gonna go Titans on the back of Derrick Henry again.
Yeah,
That's a bold pick. They're picking the Chiefs in this game.
I'll take the Titans too. But however, are the Broncos, are they coming off a bye?
Yep.
Yep.
What did
Broncos.
Pender picked Broncos.
Oh no.
Well, he's only 65%, so
Just 1/3, right?
Yeah.
yeah, I'm living in the 35, baby.
Yeah.
Vikings,
All right.
Bills.
Game of the week.
Yeah.
Legitimately, yeah.
If Josh Allen's playing.
That's the thing. This pick sucks.
God,
Yeah.
we
If
don't
Josh
know,
Allen
right?
isn't playing, I'm taking the Vikings. If he is playing, I'm taking the Bills. So
Yeah.
we don't know yet.
Evaluate.
Okay, I will. I'm gonna give myself the ability to change my pick in like 2 days if he's ruled out or whatever. I'm gonna take the Bills. If Josh Allen
I mean,
gets
you can
ruled
just
out,
say it now. If he's playing, you take it. If you don't, you're not.
No,
taking
that's
it.
exactly
Oh, but
literally
then
what I just
we're
said.
gonna do
Well,
that.
yeah,
But we can
no,
all
that's-
do that then.
That's too many conditional things going on. I think
We're
that
allowed. Look, we've changed picks before.
we've changed
all
picks
right?
before.
like it though. I don't
I
think
don't
we
like
should.
I don't think
I
we should
think
either.
that should be fair. It's such
think-
a significant
No,
thing.
I
You're
think
trying
it's
to
pretty
protect
fair
an
to say
injury,
that.
man.
Gambling.
Extra work for.
It's a
I don't
star
even think it's extra
quarterback,
work.
man.
It's not extra work. We can change our picks based on injuries.
It's
That's
Yeah, I think it's fine.
It's extra work. It's extra work that we're not doing.
It's not extra
It's
work.
not
We
even
just
extra
tell it.
work. How does
We
this
tell
work?
Hippo Nor and just say, "Hey, I changed my pick from this to
You
this."
have to
That's
literally.
They literally changed like 5 letters, man.
I don't
Look,
even
it's
think
difficult
it's
for me to. If there's a website that makes me click more than 5 times, that's an issue.
Well, that's
right.
You
you,
want to
Rob.
send 5 DMs. You think it's
I
I'm
feel
taking
like
the
saying if
Bills,
Josh
but,
Allen plays, that I pick the Bills. If he doesn't, I pick the Vikings. I feel like that's just straightforward.
I mean, let's just all fucking pick that then.
That's
If
what
it's
I-
gonna be
that's
like
how I-
that.
Yeah, that's what a smart person would pick.
I guess we
Well,
should
here's the
then,
thing.
shouldn't we?
I was
I
gonna
agree.
pick the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, come on.
No matter what,
fine,
I'm actually
whatever.
picking the Vikings.
I'm gonna pick the
Okay.
Vikings too.
No, but yeah, I am taking the Bills unless.
I'm taking
Josh Allen's not
I'm taking
playing.
the Bills. If it comes out that Allen is injured, then I may switch to the Vikings.
Which, by the way, some people would be like, "What is Crendor doing? He bashed the Vikings earlier. He said they're not going to win." No, I said they can win. All right, I think they're good enough. They can win
saying
games.
that?
I just don't think they're going to go very far.
The straw man in
think it's-
Crendor's head is
The
shouting
Vikings
at
got
us.
I think
smashed
only
by-
Crendor-
I hear it already.
Guys.
Like, here you go. He
Anyway.
bashed the Vikings again. Listen, I'm picking them this way. Here you go.
literally the gremlin that lives in Crendor's head.
Where am I? Texans, Giants.
Where am I?
Crap
year is it?
game.
This is kind of
Oh,
a
really?
game.
No, it's the Giants.
Giants.
Game.
I'm taking the New York Football Giants.
Trap game.
It is kind of a
you
trap
pick
game. I
the
do agree.
Texans.
You waiting for me to pick? Do you want the 1v4?
I'm waiting.
Do it.
Tell me if you want the 1v4 or not. I'll give it to you.
I'll take it.
Okay, I'll take the Giants.
All right, I'll take the
There it
Texans.
goes.
I was thinking about it. I actually think the Texans might win, but I'm too much of a coward.
I actually think they could too, but I need all the help I can get.
Like I don't know. I feel like we're not putting enough respect on the Giants' name, to be honest. But for some reason, I kind of
The
agree.
Texans
that
look
maybe-
good against the Eagles for a whole half.
Yeah, and it would be a trap game. I think it would be like it would be a good team just floundering.
Speaking of trap games,
Jaguars,
Uh-oh.
Chiefs.
I'll give it to you.
I'm luck.
oh, he got you. He got you.
Damn it!
Got it again.
I shouldn't have said anything about the Giants and the Texans.
Yeah, you
Threw me
did.
all off.
I'm gonna take the Chiefs, and I swear to fucking God, if the Jags win, I'm retiring from Pick'ems. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
fucking. Ugh.
I'm
Gonna
going
be-
to take the Jacksonville
Oh my
Jaguars.
God!
You do not get to talk about your
He gets
win
one
rate.
taste.
You
Ratios,
literally
Jacksonville
just said I need
Jaguars.
all the help I can get.
Exactly.
What is
So
wrong
that
with
when
you?
I lose this Jaguars pick, it's gonna
The
be all right.
Texans pick is such a better pick because you still
I don't
get
think
the, okay, you think the Jaguars have a better chance of beating the Chiefs than the Texans beating the Giants?
I think it's about equal.
You are insane. You need to go to a home.
I
We already know
what
the
I'm
coach is insane. He was just talking about the gremlin in his freaking head.
saying.
The Chiefs.
This is
It's
a
the
trap
Chiefs.
game right here. Jaguars are set. They're going to the big
All right,
stage.
he locked
This is
it
where
in.
they
Let's
prove it.
Yeah, he's got it.
I mean,
Put
it could
it
be a
in-
trap game. I can see it could happen.
Put it on the paper.
Saints, Steelers.
Oh, man.
Steelers.
Important injury update: T.J. Watt is expected to return.
Oh,
Oh, give me the
Yeah,
Steelers.
I
Yeah,
will
I'll
be
take
taking the
Steelers
Steelers.
yeah.
Yeah.
Saints look pretty goddamn bad on offense
Yeah.
to begin with. You put TJ
But-
Watt in there, yeah, no thanks.
I mean, I will say though, Alvin Kamara has the potential to take over a game. And
He
I
does.
don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like he could take over.
Hey man, you
against
got a
the
1v4
Steelers.
on your plate right there.
Yeah, but I mean, I had a 1v1,000,000 last week, and I'm just
Okay,
gonna
well, I
live
guess
in the
fucking
glow
settle. It is
of
America.
magic coin. Praise be.
Praise
the
the
Steelers offense does kind of suck.
Not kind of.
They're literally second to last.
Yeah.
Behind
Like,
the
Speaking
next
of
game.
speaking
Oh,
of last,
speaking of
wait,
terrible, yeah, here we go.
probably you pick.
We have the big time Cardinals Rams.
Rob,
Oh,
did you pick
no.
the Saints Steelers?
Rob, I don't think Rob picked.
I picked the Steelers, but also aren't we skipping the Colts?
Oh wait, yeah,
Raiders?
We are
Colts
skipping the Colts
Raiders. Sorry,
Yeah.
I didn't even.
That was terrible,
That
yeah.
was so bad. I just,
And this man says he's sane.
Dude, if the Colts
I'm going
somehow
to-
win this game, but at the
Well-
same time, it's the Raiders.
It's the
Oh
Raiders.
my
It has to be the
God.
Raiders, right? It has to
Remember,
be.
It has
We-
to be the Raiders, and I'm picking them. And this is a week that I'm going to be upset. I can just tell.
hold on. Remember,
Okay.
there is the common magical problem of teams getting a new coach and
Didn't work for the Panthers.
But
this year
normally
either.
the new
That's
coach
over.
has
This
coaching
year.
experience.
And a quarterback.
True. And a quarterback.
And someone on the fucking staff that has called an NFL play.
Another thing to consider is that the head coach of the Raiders is Josh McDaniels.
Oh, he's right.
They should skip this game legally. I feel like they should be
this game
obligated
shouldn't be
to.
played. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Raiders are going to
I
win.
guess
this
the
game.
Raiders are gonna win.
The
Yeah,
Raiders are gonna win.
They're
You
gonna
guys are putting
3
too much thought
touchdowns from
into it.
Devontae
They're
Adams.
gonna win.
I don't know. Raiders are
The
going to
Colts
win.
aren't gonna win, dude. Yeah,
I think the Raiders are going to win, but I don't know, man. This is a bad game.
I
it
think,
is.
I think the
definitely
Raiders
a
are gonna win.
bad
I
game.
hope they lose so that McDaniels gets fired faster.
He
That'd be
won't
good.
though. I don't think they would have done it already.
If they lose this game, he gets fired.
Cardinals Rams.
I'm good.
Oh, good.
Fine.
I'm
The Rams are my Apollo's Jaguars.
Yep.
I keep saying that I'm not going to get tricked into picking them, and then I still do, other than the meme pick against the Bucs.
Yeah.
I'm
I
so
hate this
sick
game.
of picking the Cardinals, but I have to here.
I can't pick the Cardinals here because their offense is not good, and the Rams have a better defense than the Cardinals do. I'm picking the Rams, and I'm pissed
He's picking
off
the
about
Rams, so I'm picking the Cardinals.
I feel like it's bullying to make us pick this game. I don't feel like it's nice. I think the
The
universe.
last game.
Every
No, this is
time
worse to me,
Invicta
somehow.
picks the Rams, he says, "I'm never picking the Rams again," and then he does, and then it's like it's a cycle.
I didn't say that this time.
That's
But
true,
you
you've
said it
all the other
multiple
times.
times in the past.
Yeah,
And so
I said the
because
same
of
thing-
that-
I said the same things about the Chargers as well.
What he's saying is he
picking
says
the
it about a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this one
Feels
feels
like a lot of
especially
absolutes.
there. Can we get a bonus stat of how many times Invicta said he's not going to pick the Rams or other teams?
Oh shit.
I'm picking the Cardinals, and
Alright,
it hurts.
yeah.
It hurts. I don't
Yeah.
want to.
I don't want
I'm
to pick
gonna
either of
take
these teams,
the
dude. Yeah. All
Rams,
right.
but dude, yeah.
Cowboys, Packers. Lock the Cowboys.
Oh boy.
Lock
Yeah.
the Cowboys. Let's go.
Yeah.
I was considering it.
Oh, I'm so happy you locked this because it's gonna be so funny if the Packers win.
If they
That would be
win, I
hilarious.
won't even care. I'll be like, dude, we beat the Cowboys. Sick.
I can't
Yeah.
believe that was such a snap lock there. I think
Yeah.
the Packers have a chance of winning this game.
I do too, but I don't care. I'm
Did
locking
you
the Cowboys.
watch the Lions Packers game?
I did.
Here's the thing. If we could get 2 combined yards, we win that game.
If you
But we
get
did.
1 yard.
We get both. Yeah, we get 1 yard. We win that game. Either way, if I lose this lock, I don't care. So then the Packers won, and if the Packers lose, I don't care. So I won my lock.
All right.
Yep. Yeah.
You picking the Packers, Sin?
No, because they lost the game.
All right.
I just said that they could win.
I
It's-
know.
Hey, I
Good,
got blooded that
everybody
Bears
could
pick that
win.
1 week,
Except the
and
Colts.
Yeah.
All right, it's the Cowboys. Fine.
Yeah.
Chargers, 49ers.
Niners.
Niners.
Chargers are so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Niners are on the way up, and Chargers are on the way down.
Yeah. But although I don't have that much faith in the Niners either.
I don't
to be
really
honest.
either, but they got McCaffrey, so I'm like,
Yeah, McCaffrey makes a big difference.
yeah. Without McCaffrey, I'd be like, yeah. But with McCaffrey, I'm like, all right. Yeah. Commanders, Eagles.
Lock Eagles.
Oh my God!
I said it.
I said it.
No, I said it.
Hold
I'm
on.
not doing this 50-50 bullshit again.
I impartially, I will say I heard Invicta first. And I am an impartial party. I do not care
Rob,
about either of your
Rob, I know, like, if there's anyone on this green earth who knows exactly how you feel in this moment, it's me. I also heard Sin say it first.
Oh, you bastard.
I don't
I'm
even
sorry,
think this was a
Rob.
live
Honestly,
game. I
Rob,
think the
just-
Commanders could sneak one in.
I know. I was
thinking
also
the
just
same
shouting
thing.
trap game, dude.
Commanders,
Yeah.
baby.
You know I love you, but I was nice to Bear. Never again.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. I'm just trying to look at like who.
Lock the
what-
Niners, dude.
No.
The
Dude,
data's
the
still
Chargers
inconclusive there, by the way, Sin. I'll have you know.
It is inconclusive.
Well,
Well, I could say the same thing about your pick, Bear.
I know.
Right.
That's what inconclusive means.
Yeah, I had to change my
I was
Rob.
nice. I gave it to you,
I would lock
Bear.
the Niners. That's my advice.
I
Yeah,
would,
I
not-
think that's
I would
the
not
only
lock
one.
the Niners.
Well, what options are there? There are the Falcons
I
game,
would say the-
Seahawks
you have the-
game.
No, you'd stay away from the Falcons. You've got either the Giants, in my opinion, or honestly, Honestly, I was thinking about locking the Raiders.
Yeah, I think that's good.
It's not a terrible idea, yeah, but it's
I don't
also
know.
not
I
a great one.
disagree with Sin. I think it is only the 49ers. I would not touch the Giants or the Raiders game with a lock.
I would. I think the Chargers could actually win. I mean,
I kind of have more faith in the Giants. You know what? Fuck it, Giants.
woo.
All right.
Okay.
There he goes.
I
There
picked
you
the
go.
Commanders, by the way.
I'm
Yeah.
also picking the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm picking the Eagles. I do think this is a trap
I'm
game.
picking
I
the
think
Eagles.
Commanders
It's a trap
can
game.
sneak this
It's
one
definitely
in.
a trap game.
Look,
It's
I picked
divisional.
very normal today. I have to have my one stupid pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's Randy time.
Randy time.
Here we go, Randy. First up, Randy's got himself a Panthers,
Yeah.
Okay.
Buccaneers,
Okay, Randy. Yeah.
Bears,
Yeah.
Okay.
Dolphins,
Yeah.
Broncos,
Nope.
Vikings,
Yeah, dude.
Texans,
Definitely
Okay.
not.
Chiefs,
Yeah.
Oh,
Steelers,
yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Raiders,
Yeah.
Cardinals,
Nope.
Cowboys,
Yeah.
Chargers,
Oh, Randy.
Commanders.
Randy. Give me that spicy Randy Commanders lock, please. I'm begging you.
Here we go.
I like that.
The
That would be
lock
hilarious.
is the Dolphins.
All right.
fine.
That's kind of boring.
Okay, it's a smart lock,
fuck me,
Randy.
Randy.
good job,
One more
Randy.
reminder here, too, prior to the outro song, that your pick'ems may be featured on the show very soon if you go to Patreon and search for Three Guys
Almost
in
like
There,
your
or just
name's appearing on the screen.
That's
Wow.
Look at him go. He did the thing.
I did it.
Feature
We
down
owe-
below. Use the
we
link
owe-
and go to the
Wow,
Patreon.
projection
Lots of money
value.
because we bet that coach would probably forget about that.
Well, and actually, I
Unreal.
should also mention, to Bear's point, there is a second step to that because you have to go into the Discord also.
Also true, yes.
Yeah. So and then also we have.
Specifically, if you want to be involved in the pick'em thing, you don't have to do the Discord if you want to be a Patreon. You can still be
Yeah.
a Patreon if you don't do the Discord.
Right, yeah, and then we still have to make the text channel for you to do the pick'em thing that we're talking.
Yeah, but we're
But
working on that
it'll be
right
yeah.
now. Yeah, it'll be done.
Yeah.
It'll be ready.
Yeah.
It'll be down there. Right
Thanks for
there.
listening, everybody. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out those links. Do the stuff. And that's that. We will see you next week.
Da-da-da. Da-da-da.
Bye-bye.
Da-da-da.